The Oceanic Mafia boys. What happens on the water stays on the water.
Nah.
Righto. Welcome back to the Home V. We're here with Dom from Wild Local in Ingham.
Wild Local.
That's what it says on your shirt.
It does.
And the hat.
And the hat.
I even put the sunglasses on the match.
Nice.
Eh?
Nice.
Feels like we're fishing.
I know this is one Adam's wanted to have for a while now, so
Yeah, he keeps persisting. But anyway, I gave in. And I said, yeah, come on. Let's do
I
it.
think it's good for everyone. I think Dom might learn a few things too. So
I've learned a lot so far. 18 months of warlock. It's been good. And it's good to listen.
yeah, well, most people who've heard you talk in the past probably don't understand that you do have set of ears and you do listen and take things on at times.
Well, to be in business, you have to listen. If
You
don't,
do,
If
you
you don't
do.
listen, you fall away and you think your world's the only world out there, but it's not. There's a lot of people out there with a lot of knowledge, and
Oh, 100%.
pity some people didn't listen. There's a lot out there that doesn't listen.
No, you're dead right. You're dead right. But my first interaction with you was through the NQ fishing show, where we actually talked about a few things, and you know, you do the daily or the weekly catch up with them, and you know, you come across as a very boisterous, opinionated sort of guy. So
No.
the people who don't know you, or don't know you better than that, probably just think that you have an opinion, and that you know, what you say is what you think, and that's it. Whereas, you know, getting to know you over the last year or so, year and a half, you know, you listen, you take things on, you understand other points of view, and that's pretty cool. And
Well, yeah, 100%. And until you get to maybe jump in the boat and
yeah,
go and throw a couple of lures around, and
when it's got live scope.
when it's got live scope and someone brings the pole and doesn't leave it at home, or
one go.
someone's talking about his jerky that he's created and all this sort of jazz. And
I don't need to. He does it for me.
yeah, I know he's like he's a vocal spokesperson on legs. But anyway, and it's good. It was like I was really interested, especially once Beck got tied in with the catering side,
Yeah,
and we had a bit more time and chit chat. And it is, you know, you can be talking on the radio and people present you in a way that they hear you. But then when they come in the shop and they start having a chit chat, or they see some lures up on the wall, or the boat's hooked up to the back of the ute, you know, you become human with opinion, because you're dealing with so many issues across the board in business, and things affect you this way or that way. And as soon as you become opinionated, you start losing customers sometimes, or you lose people's idea of what you're thinking about. And,
yeah.
but you see
It
a lot
doesn't
of
take
different
much
things. No,
to
it
turn
doesn't.
someone off, business-wise, or yeah.
But I've learned over the time that my biggest thing now, I'll write something down to comment and delete it, because it's not worth the hassle.
Oh, see, that's where we're different. I just write it down and press enter.
Yeah, but you say that, you know, but there's sometimes you got to think about it and run with it. And I'm still opinionated. You know, I'll lock horns with you every time. It's good. It's fun, because your head's a little bit thicker than mine sometimes. But anyway, it's fun. I enjoy it.
But before we go into that side of it, so
Yeah.
obviously we first met when Beck, your wife, starts doing some chefing for us with the Audacity Escapes, which has been pretty cool the last 2 years.
She does a good job. Eh?
She's awesome.
She's
awesome.
unbelievable.
The best part, like we've always said, is you know, the communication. We can just message her and say, not going to be till 7 o'clock tonight. Let's do dinner at 7 o'clock. And boom, no problem, no worries, we get it done. There's no time frame. You know, we can stay out that extra little bit or come home earlier. And when we come home earlier, she's got that platter out, ready for the boys. No, it's a good setup. And then from there, we had you cooking some sweet chili crabs and coming and doing your thing. You know, you've got a presence there, which is awesome for those out-of-towners, or those, I should say, city slickers from Brisbane, Sydney. You know, seeing the local guys in their natural habitat.
Well, how it
suppose
works,
is-
the interaction, like, you don't see Beck. She's talking to me in the backdraft when she gets a bit of time. You know, if she hasn't got something, I'm running stuff down or trying to help her out, and she'll throw stuff at me and I'll throw it back. But yeah, no, she's totally all about the customer. She can't please enough. Like she just doesn't matter how tired she is, and there's some big stints there, eh?
There's
Like,
some huge ones, yeah.
hey, you get 7-10 days or whatever. It's like, and we don't even see her. She's
No.
down there.
No, that's right. And well, no, apologies for taking her away from the family.
that's
I understand
fine.
it's a big pull. She's like, I've always said to everyone who's involved with that side of the business that the chef on the days is the hardest job out of the lot. Fishing's a piece of piss. Taking guys fishing is the simplest job.
And she loves it. She goes, she's meeting so many. You know, in the beginning, when you're in a room with so many males, it's like you have a thought frame, but they're so friendly, they're so polite, they're so professional. And, yeah, even though you're walking around and she enjoys meeting people. She enjoys listening to the stories. She listens, and she can't please enough. So when you're coming home, nothing better than hearing someone really vibrant and happy and excited to see him. I used to get that every day. Every day. I used to get that. She'd be at the front door. I'd come home from the shop and she'd be all over me and she'd make me a drink. And
Now she goes to work to get away from
Now
you.
she works with you.
now she works
She
with
goes-
me, Maddie. Shut up. Yeah,
She
not
looks,
everyone,
she
not
looks
everyone
forward to
hops
those
on-
Hinchinbrook trips.
Oh, look, not everyone hops on a plane and runs away from life. It's all right, But yeah, it's a challenge working together and everything, and it tests boundaries. But yeah, I couldn't think of anything better I want to do. It's a hard yard. Like I always say to the kids, I virtually do 2 years in 1 year.
Yeah.
Same with you.
Oh,
The
when we
days
chat.
are relevant. Like
When
you
we
do it.
chat, it's one of those things. Like people don't understand that it can be 3 o'clock in the morning and you're in here filleting fish. They don't see that. They'll only see the 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
But they don't understand why 5 o'clock you seem burnt out. You're probably one of only 3 or 4 people I know that work that hard. So I understand it.
Yeah, but that makes room to hop in the boat and go for a fish.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
And
what it's
we
all
gotta
about. It's
force
going
that.
for a fish.
Yeah.
We're pushing more. I think going to Japan opened my eyes a bit more to say, you know what, we've got more time, and it even gives us better note when you give us a ring and say, oh, we're going for a lap. And it's not 12-hour fishing trip. It could be 4. And it's fun. That's what it's all about. It's fun.
Yeah.
I know you always say you got to catch everything that moves and crawls in the creek.
Well, for me, that's what it's about.
Yeah, you're the hungry
it's
one.
about the learning and the
Yeah.
getting better and better and better, and we'll get on to that
Yeah.
later in the conversation. But yeah, no, I enjoy your time, and you sort of blend in. You're a chameleon, so it doesn't matter what style of fishing we're doing. You can just sort of poke down the back and do it. And apart from throwing your fucking hard bodies in the trees,
Well,
outside
nothing
of
worse
that, it's
throwing
pretty
hard
good.
bodies and you're just doing 400 miles an hour. It's 6 knots in the creeks, not 25.
Yeah, you
I did
just
say this in the
two
podcast
throws
last
every
week,
stick
Dom.
and move to the next.
You know,
We're sitting there throwing, and then you hear,
Bit
you're like, motherfucker.
yeah, and you just get that shot, and the jack looks at it,
Yeah.
and they've already gone half a chain down. So you got to pull the little around the branch. You
That's
got to get
because-
over the leaf. You
That's
got to,
because we don't chase jacks. Yeah, I think that's just.
Can I just say too, like for people that might be listening to this at home, we are recording this in Dom's shop. So
Yes.
if it's a bit loud, we've got music in the background.
Yep.
You're going to have
Customers
customers
come
coming
in.
through. So
we're in the most idealistic situation. We got coffee, we got drinks.
This is
we
our
got
first-
marinated hockey. We got everything here. We
this
even
is our
got
first
fruitcake
on location
Yeah.
recording.
Have you
so-
ever had his marinated octopus?
I actually just looked at it as
Yeah, he
I
was
went to the
drooling.
toilet and I said, "What's that?" So yeah.
Well, it's not pork chops anyway, so.
No, well, that's right. And
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
you
we can do a
haven't got
review
his
while we.
kitchen.
It's good.
You haven't
It's
got
good.
his kitchen in the background, eh?
Nah. All I've got is the lures and your 2 heads
That's it.
and some coffee cups.
Number one.
So, well, before we move on about anything else, let's talk about Wild Local. How long you been doing it?
Well, Wild Local started from Beck bought Trevor prawn trailer down at Lucinda. She was actually working at Lucinda. She had the lease at the kitchen.
Yep.
And she ventured into Trevor's prawn seafood trailer.
Yep.
When they done the buyback on the trawlers, so you got out of that and went into mackerel.
Yep.
And she used to sell just winding at the East Ingham in the afternoons on Saturdays. So we used to go and get a kilo of prawns and have a chit chat, and
Yeah.
one thing led to another. And then next minute, I had my bag packed ready to go to the mines. It's actually still sitting in the shed in the bag. It's a beehive. It's a beehive. They used to make the bags for the mines.
You're not missing much.
Yeah, it was another point of choice. So, but
You keep knocking
so
it.
we ended up, we got together and I was welding. I was working at Polari's Ingham Agencies,
Oh, yeah.
welding over there. And then she asked me if I was interested to join her. She wanted to open up a shop. And we thought about it 2 seconds later. And it was how to get in the business with Beck was to buy a pallet of prawns. So I bought the first pallet of prawns of Greg Radley in Townsville. And we found the little shop out Townsville Road. That was 2009. We went to Melbourne to visit her family. They had a gathering or whatever, so it was a good opportunity. And then we come back with 2009 flood. So the flood went through, and Mr. Skiffalidi had the diner in there. Mm-hmm. So she ended up pulling the pin, and we ended up opening up the shop. And my dad, for hell's sake, he was going, why would you open a seafood shop in Ingham? There's so many people sourcing their own product. But it wasn't about that. It was about the people that could get it, when they couldn't get it, wanted the same stuff that they were eating at home. So we back at it, because the prawns were doing so well, fresh cooked prawns on a Friday afternoon behind the drive-through at the pub.
Yep.
So they go through, get a carton of beer and get 2 kilos of prawns and go home. And so she thought it was an opportunity because she travelled the world. And when she moved north, there was no place on the Bruce Highway you could buy a kilo of fresh cooked prawns. There's nowhere on the Bruce Highway. So she found the location and we went forward from that. And I said, well, I'm not just going to sell prawns. I know a lot of people in the industry, and the thing was, we wandered down that track. And after, that was 2009, and then we got 4 years on the peak. We were at the pinnacle of where we were. We had to move, we had to expand, we had to do something. The industry was at its peak performance of the mackerel and everything, so we decided this place had come up. She never wanted to buy a building, but this one come up, and we ended up bringing Wild Local Prawns into here, and we turned the company into Wild Local.
Yep.
So, and that's, what's that, 2005, 16 years later. Yep.
Nice.
So, yeah.
G'day, ma'am.
Oh, look at this.
Here we go.
Oh, they're
you.
big pieces.
Here we
You got to
go.
cut them a bit smaller, otherwise he'll eat the lot.
There's two
Hey?
gentlemen.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
real.
Thank you very much.
So just for the folks at home, we've just been given a local made, homemade fruitcake.
Yeah,
Who boy?
that's Max, one of our.
This is one of the things, and this is part of the reason why I fall in love with Ingham and Cardwell and those sort of areas is the locals.
Well,
and
Malcolm
what they
used to
do.
work for us, and eventually he had hip problems, so he had to retire. But he was an ex-chef from in the army,
Yep.
and he done a lot of around the world sort of catering.
Moist, beautiful.
And that's a limited edition, my friend. That's made for Dom.
That's,
So.
I can see why.
And then he does a soaked one again.
Going to be a
And
lot of
You know,
work.
the only thing it's missing,
what's that?
just a dab of butter.
Well,
A slightly warm with a dab of butter. That could be the
I
only
can
way it's better.
organise that. We're in a pretty good location.
But I have to say, that's the best.
That's a
fruitcake I've
limited
had.
edition. Look, that's a speciality.
I'm
Not
sure if
even
I
my
talk to
staff
them.
even
I'm
go.
sure if I talk. to them.
I'm happy to chuck it out there and say that's the best fruitcake I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We're
Yeah.
pretty, and
You know what the best part about it is? It's not massive chunks of anything.
No.
Everything's sort of cut at the
I
right, so
believe
you
the word
still
you're
get the
looking
flavour.
for is consistency.
Consistency.
Oh, that's a big word for him.
See, there's three
There's
syllables.
more
or
letters than
more.
prawns in that.
Yeah. More than 3 syllables is no good.
You bug it.
That is good though.
No,
That's
it is.
beautiful.
It's the
Well
best.
done, thank
And
you.
like the outside's not too overburnt like a lot of them. I like them.
And this is what we do. It doesn't matter if we're catering for friends or whatever. It's always we target to put the best stuff on the table. Yeah, you can't.
You can see that looking around the shop. Like we probably will do a quick video around the whole shop of everything. You know, your freezers, your stand up freezers with the higher quality stuff in. Your open fridges, and it's a pretty good product.
I like when you get keyboard warriors and they judge your cost. They don't know
they don't see the quality.
They don't understand the costing or how you deliver.
There's staff, there's overheads, there's
Oh yeah, but just the quality of product too. Like there's a big difference between just mass-produced shit and just brings in by the pallet to actually, knowing the professional fishermen and getting the higher end product.
And it's about buying
Christmas
on
time.
product.
Christmas time with those oysters.
Good, eh?
Were the best example. So what were they? Those big things. They're the
from
only
Tassie,
oyster I've
they're
had.
the Cameron oysters they were, and
Yeah.
what happens is they get lost. They get lost in the farm, and the next minute they'll go,
They're too big, are they?
where'd these suckers come from?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, what are we going to do with these?
Who's going to take them?
And then they go, oh, hang on. Yeah. Hayden will go, oh, I know some freak that wants them. So next minute I get a phone call and he goes, oh, I've got 200-300 dozen of them. And it's like, yeah, just throw them in a bag and send them up. And you go, wow, look at these suckers.
Well, they're the only oyster I've ever had that consistency all the way through.
I was going to use that word a bit today. I've got a feeling. Yeah.
My new favourite word. But they're the
Sue
only
loved
oyster
that.
that at that size you can put it all in your mouth, chew it, and it doesn't. You're not tasting each individual style of meat that's in it. Whether the lips are too chewy, whether the meat's chewy, whether the body's a bit too mustardy. It all flows and tastes good. The whole oyster.
It's
Whereas
one
when
oyster.
you go big. Usually you go big, you can taste different parts of the oyster, and it can be a little bit overpowering for people who don't like oysters.
But it's about how they're brought up
Yeah,
and where they are.
Yeah.
Like now I think they've got 6 farms, so they're variable on weather and whatever, then they determine. And they understand their customer, what they require for the area, because everywhere is different. Yeah, you get southern people come up here to buy, and they see the oysters, their jaws drop. They go, we don't see them like this down at home because the market is on
Yeah.
that style, size of oyster, whatever. We're up here, they want the biggest oyster. They want to get a rump steak.
Did you see
They
those
want to
big
slice
oysters in
it
Japan
half.
when you were there?
Yeah, they're
Mate,
crazy.
they're massive. Like,
But they're consistent too. They're unbelievable. But yeah, up here they want to cut a big rump steak in half, slide the oyster inside, and bake it off and fry it. That's a cup. It's crazy.
well, there's the best example of it is how we did those oysters. So Sue and myself, we called them the Mafia oyster.
Mafia.
Yeah. So we actually got some Kilpatrick sauce from you. So what's the brand on top there? Because I can tell you that's the best Kilpatrick sauce I've ever had in my life.
Oh, that's a local girl. That's
Yeah.
Livia. She makes a really nice sauce.
Well, I need it in a bucket. I need a 15-litre bucket of
in
it.
a bucket.
Yeah.
You should bath in it.
Yeah.
Sue
it'd make me smell better.
More attractive.
No,
she
we
can
need
make
we need to be Sue to be
she
less
can make some
attractive.
merchandise and have the oyster on the front going saying, when you come into my shelf.
Classic. But yeah, what we did with that, we had a bottle of that. We had a dozen oysters. I had some mud scallops, some whole mud scallops. I
them
cleaned
little
all
fellas?
those little tiny ones.
The one them were
sweetest
whinging
little.
about.
Yeah, everyone whinges about them. Yeah.
Squeeze a lemon.
Oh, but all I did was 2 mud scallops,
Yep.
one of your Endeavour prawns,
Yep.
and bacon, pre-cooked bacon over the top, and then the oysters Kilpatrick, and oh my God. But a dozen of them did Sue and I because they're so huge.
Might
So
have
I
to
had
put that on the
7, Sue had
menu.
5. Yeah, the Mafia oyster.
Call it the Big A Mafia.
Yeah.
The Uncle Tony.
Uncle Tony. What you doing, boy?
But yeah,
To the mattresses.
and I think we actually had it at first week of January or whatever when you were selling some of them, and there was a comment on one of your Facebook posts at $42 a dozen, and it's like, oh, that's overpriced, and it's like, have you seen the fucking size of these things?
Well,
Like,
there's 5 oysters in one.
why would you pay $25 a dozen for the little ones when these things are 5 or 6 times the size of a standard oyster?
Yeah, but they're keyboard warriors. That's
Yeah.
what happens.
People just
They're
like to
sitting at
winch. They want everything for free.
home. Well, they're
Yeah.
sitting at home and they got an opinion, so they say it. Where some people just hold back, but until they walk in and then, you
It's exactly like his charters, like with the reef charters. Like, it's like, let's just say for argument's sake, it's $500 per person for the day.
Yeah.
That's 12 hours. You break that down, that's only
14 hours,
you're not going out there for like 2 or 3 hours. Like, there's fuel.
No, you get 10
there's
hours
bait,
of fishing in those.
There's people rigging your shit.
You
the whole
can't
time,
get an
you know?
electrician to put a fan in for that.
No, but people think they just want shit for free. Like, it's
Yeah, that's how the world is.
yeah.
Until they're involved. And that's the best part about having mates in business. They all know what is required in a business and the back end side of it. So, it's not until you start talking to like-minded people and who work as hard, and once you break down a business and see all that stuff in the background, you actually look at someone else's business and think, well, how much have they got going? And then you look at a shop like this and go, well, fuck being Dom. Audacity's good, but jeez, there's a lot in this shop. You know what I mean? There's a lot of moving parts in this shop.
And I think any business, people only see the front.
Yeah.
They don't see what happens at the back. And when they start getting around and seeing what's going on, it just, But anyway, that's what we choose to do. And it's like anything. You either got to love it. It's not, I don't get pushed to come here to work. I come here because I enjoy doing what I do. And hopefully, if I do enough on one day, it'll open up another day for me to go and do something, put the boat in the water and go for a lap. Either me or someone else.
Yep.
So, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, after we opened up the shop, we turned around and now Beck's more focused on trying to help the industry in a different way and motivate herself, learning new stuff. And she started from scratch, which is good. But otherwise, the business is what it is today. And
Yep.
and it takes a lot of part between the two of us. I'm doing a lot of labour, but she does a lot of mental organisation. Like the shop wouldn't be what it is without the two of us working what we do. And it's not about what are you doing today. It's about how you going, And there's a lot of times where you're just crossing roads. We tried doing the pub and trying to expand the business a bit differently, but it was too hard on the family. It's hard enough dealing the way we are. And but we're lucky the kids are in the business too now, so Oscar's in here. And it just...
Can make a coffee, that young fella, too.
Yeah,
I
he
have to
makes a
say,
mean
a little bit
coffee.
better than his dad, too.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good coffee.
Yeah, but
There was
I'm
a bit of sugar in it.
universal,
but,
I can fillet a fish, make a cup of coffee, make a prawn sandwich,
Yeah.
cook some good fish.
So you're an
and
8 out of 10 across the whole board,
Ken-
whereas
Well,
these other guys...
7.2.
Can make a prawn or bug
7.2.
sandwich. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's the only reason I get
Weirdly.
invited on the fishing trips is for the food. It's not for the fishing skills, I think. But anyway, it's all good. That's another story.
I remember when we were sitting there before before we went out those days in Innsbruck. He's like, "Look, Dom, he's hard work, makes good food." He didn't really.
Oh, he did. He would have. He wrote it down somewhere so he wouldn't forget to say it.
What he did say was the best part of Dom is Beck.
Well, that's true. It's
Yeah,
always
but
true.
that's basically everyone. The best part of me is Sue as well.
She's a good chick. I like Beck.
Yeah, well, you had some good conversation because you come
Yeah.
up to one of the escapes and, obviously there wasn't a boat there. We were out fishing all those days, so you spent a couple of afternoons.
Yeah, watching it.
We did our first ever podcast there.
Yep.
And then, you did a couple of afternoons just chatting to her, talking about food. And
While she was prepping and that.
yeah.
Because I started doing that, and
Yeah.
I've always found it interesting. Like, food is my thing, but the way she preps just makes everything look so easy.
Quality chefs are like that.
Yep.
You know, for years working on boats where we had cooks and you thought that they were great, and then you actually see a chef.
They're artists.
And
they're not even.
you can't even compare them. There's a difference. So,
Total.
yeah, completely opposite difference. And you see it even in, a standard steak burger compared to your steak burgers that Beck does. Like, there's a massive difference, and there is a chef behind that. A cook doesn't cook that style.
Is presentation. And it's about making it as simple as possible for the person to come in to try and duplicate what you've created.
Yeah.
But then when you step on it, it goes to another level again.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, in any business, your work crew needs to be able to duplicate what you do to a certain percentage to make it survive. That's what allows me to go to Japan or take a day off to go fishing and all that.
Yeah.
Is because in the back of your head, you got to, it's like you send the boat out with the boys and knowing they're
100%.
going to turn, you look at the corn and you see them come back in the afternoon, you go, wow, they brought the boat
when you
back,
go away for a
customers
week
happy.
and there's no negative comments from clients, then you're like, oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
We've done something right.
Yeah, no, you got to have that. And in this day and age where you have limited amount of people to choose from, it makes it hard because a lot of people...
Well, staffing is your biggest factor, isn't it, in a big business? It's
Any
your hardest
business,
factor.
any
Yeah,
business
dead right.
is staff, and it doesn't matter what level, where, when, how. It doesn't matter, even the mining sector. Any sector is struggling with having someone to do a job.
You go through hundreds before you find a good one.
Yeah, sometimes they blame the boss, and maybe they're right. But the thing is, it's pretty easy. There's a job, do it. And if you do it, you don't see me. I'd rather be fishing. I'd rather be in the office researching and doing stuff, you know, like... And everyone's the same. There's so many people just get in that place where the business is built around the person that has the idea, and then they try and educate people to do stuff that they need to do. So, but anyway, that's just another hurdle in business.
Yeah,
Any
definitely.
business.
Yeah, if you could find 3 of yourself, then
Four.
then you're worth millions.
Send the 3 to work
That's how you
and
look
one
at
goes
it.
fishing.
It just multiplies, hey.
Yeah.
Like your business could just multiply so easily. We're pretty blessed with Bryce on the reef side of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Over the next, we've actually talked about it, over the next year or two, then there'll be options for me to actually train up some of our, wannabe barra guides. You know, they've got the skills, but they just don't have that little bit of cream on top.
Yep.
But me spending a bit more time on water, allowing that, can actually get them to that level. So yeah, for us, it's hopefully it'll get to that stage where we have 3 or 4 of myself, and it'd be no different to here. If you could find one person who does what you do, and even if it took you 6 months to train them, the benefits of that far outweigh just doing it yourself.
Yeah, we find sometimes they burn out.
Yeah, well they would.
it's-
and it's impossible to have someone with the same drive and passion that you have as a business owner.
It's more mental.
Yeah.
Like anything, I think a lot of businesses is the amount of concentration. I say the hardest thing about this job is concentrating.
Yeah.
You don't cut your finger off.
Yeah.
You're making sure the bones are out.
Well, I did that, yeah.
You're frying without burning yourself or falling in the deep fries, cleaning and all these little things. It's not the big things. But in Christmas, I can deal with Christmas every day. I can deal with Easter. I can deal with long weekends. All the pressure points. It's the little stuff. If you're talking to anyone in business, it's the little stuff that irritates you. And that's the part that starts arguments and fights. It's not the big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it's like fishing. It's the little things.
Yeah, well, I have a
not
Matty
the
at the
big
back
thing.
thrown fucking straight over the top of you at the front.
He was all right. It's that Jake fella.
Oi,
It's that
hang on a
Jake.
minute.
Matty's pretty.
I've been at the
Matty's
back.
pretty
I've
I've
positive.
been at the back, and he's been like, "What are you doing in the back? Come up here. There's
Yeah.
enough room for 3 or 4."
Yeah.
And he
easy.
sits here and talks shit like this.
But it's
Yeah.
easier when you're standing next to me. That's the thing.
Yeah,
If
but
you're
hang
standing
on.
at the back trying to throw over me,
Yeah.
you're fucking costing me.
I
fish.
just like staying out of the way.
no
Actually,
different to the Applan's days.
I fish with a couple of these lads now, and this fella here, he's pretty polite. That Jake fella, he was a little bit.
He hates Jack. He
No.
absolutely hates Jack.
no.
To the point where he refuses to call him Jack. He calls him Jake.
Jake.
It
It's
is
Jake or Jack?
It's Jack, but you've
Jack.
called him Jake.
It's Jake?
Yeah,
It's Jake.
It's Jake now.
Well, it's imprinted. It's fucking Jake.
yeah, it's Jake. It is.
It has to be.
He's like,
He's a
that
Jake.
fucking-
He's not a Jack. Jack's a nice. It's the Jakes. You go up there, it was like. It was
He
like
just
being
dropped
in the
his fucking
scrum.
shoulder in.
Yeah,
He just pushed me
he
to
just
the
pushing,
side.
shoving me around. It's like, all right, I'll go down the back 22 feet away from you. I'll be right. I'll go
Do you
all
know
the way
what?
down there.
Do you know why he wanted me up the front? He was trying to steal me socks that day because his feet were getting burnt.
Oh, what, you in them or we out of them?
No, he was
Hey,
trying.
well.
He even asked me. He's like, "Can
Slide
I?"
my toe in there.
He's like, "Even just give me one sock." I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Bring
Change your
your own.
carpet.
I think it was more the
Sandflies.
Sandflies.
Yeah.
than the
I
sunburn.
always take socks when I go
This
fishing.
body's
man.
pretty sunburn proof, mate. You can do 10 days in a row without sunscreen.
Them
It's
sandies.
those fucking ankles with those sandies. So
The white ones are worse. the white wing ones.
Yeah,
and big suckers.
Yeah, the Burdekin region's the worst. They're like extra toxic, them little fuckers down there.
Oh,
Certain times of the year you go there and it's like, oh, I got bitten. And then 2 minutes later it's like, fuck, that is itching. That is bad. You itch one and then 50 more come. Put the Bushmans on, still too late.
yeah, but it's gone.
Yeah.
They just sit there and just peel over you.
Some of the March flies getting around lately are bastards too.
They're edible,
Holy.
those things, you can deep fry them.
You go to missionary, they land on the deck, and then they crawl along while you're luring, and they go and they grab you right on the front of the toe.
Yeah, man.
And your toe grows about three times. It's itching that much, you don't know whether someone's put a
What's
cigarette
worse is
lighter
when they
on it.
bite you on
but-
the ass through your fucking shorts. You're sitting there and you just get this sharp pain out of nowhere and you don't realise they're bitten through your fucking shorts. You're like, geez, that's a big one.
Mate, I was sitting at home a couple of weeks ago watching the dog just lay there. I saw a March fly land on him and it bit him and he jumped up.
Oh, as you would.
Trying to catch the bastard. God, it was massive. I thought it might have bitten him on the leg or something, but yeah.
Tiger flies, tigers.
Yeah.
They bite like fucking tigers. But anyway,
Yeah.
cool.
So,
Yes.
growing up as a young kid in the 50s in Ingham,
40s.
or 40s, I was
40s.
being generous.
1948, they had, what they have here? It was significant 1948, but he was all over it.
Yeah. I think he might have
Dancing
been up
in
on
the
the top
hall.
of Hinchinbrook in
What-
those lookouts during the war.
See, what Matty doesn't understand from sitting on a nice comfy chair all day using a digger or a pusher or whatever the fuck he's
Just in
doing.
a
Pulling
dozer,
some
mate.
levers.
A dozer, sorry.
Pulling levers.
Oh,
The
that's
levers are
hanging.
this big now.
Far
The
from
little
here.
joystick.
Yeah. He doesn't understand that business takes 20 years away from you.
I worked for Dad. We had our own business, so I
He
understand.
worked for...
I think I've increased more grey hair
Mum
since.
and Dad aged very badly while he was working for them, but he didn't.
Mum's looking good for her age, mate.
She is. She's looking real good.
Just quietly, I've had these greys since I was 23.
I know.
So I've
But
actually
that was the last time you actually stressed.
mate. Once we sold the graders, I was just like, I'm going mining.
Yeah.
I'm not buying.
We're
my own
only hanging
shit.
shit on you.
Nah,
It's all right.
We're all
I
jealous
understand
of
what
you.
you mean, but
Yeah, we're jealous you do Sweet FA all year.
You know,
100%.
You message
It's all
him
right.
before 10 o'clock in the morning.
And
you
then he
get no
takes a
reply
sickie.
because he's fucking asleep.
But he takes a sickie. He works half a year, then he takes sick. He expects to get paid, so he's only there for 30 days a year.
43.
I think
43
I think
worked
I'm
last year-
totally jealous.
I think last year I worked out. I only worked 4 months of the so. Yeah, 4 months. So basically, you could say 2 months.
This
He's
isn't
talented,
really,
eh?
this
He
isn't
can
really a
talk.
defence for you.
He's talented. He's talking with a mouthful of fucking cake.
I'm a fat boy, mate.
Oh,
Fat
so
boy,
am I.
pushes to one side, says what he wants to, keeps chewing.
So, did you grow up here, or did
Original. Yes.
Yep.
So we had the farm out 4 Mile Road.
Yep.
And these are one of the privileges you get to have when you're growing on the fringe of an estuary like Taylor's Beach. So we were situated in between two creeks. So we had the joys and life of living off the land back them days, and probably still now if we had the farm. But we ended up, I retired dad. But yeah, we grew up at 4 Mile. So it was easy access to all the creeks. So you had all the beaches at 10 minutes away. So we had Forest Beach, Taylor's Beach,
Yep.
Lucinda. So we had the beach house down in Lucinda. We ended up, Dad decided to get rid of that because we never used it. But yeah, we were always down Lucinda. So it was most nights or whatever, you know, once we got to 12 years old or 14, we were on the jetty fishing. So, and that's where the big fish poisoning come from.
Yep.
Where you'd see, you know, on a hot bite could be 30, 40 barrows, average 25 pound and bigger, sitting on top of the jetty with finger mark and grunters and all that sort of stuff. So the poison was there, and then on the farm we had the swamps, and you're living in the swamps. You know, you're catching everything from mud herring and milkfish and tarpon and barras and jacks, and yeah, the world was your oyster up there. And then in November, the swamps would start drying out, so we had a little bomb. So we had a car by the time we were 8 years old running around the farm. And, you know, I don't know how many times of steering come out, you end up with the cane padding, get a bit more tie wire, put the ball joint back in, strap it down, and let's go until the wire lets go again. But, yeah, so you'd be transferring fish on November because evaporation rates were so high. So you had that nurture of shifting all this barras and jacks and grunners with the cast net, throwing them in the back as kids and just, yeah. And that was the farm. So we were seeing it from the bank down, watching the mangrove grow, watching the tides come in and out.
You learn so much.
You do. It's just a gateway to knowledge that a lot of people in a boat looking out don't see. And that's probably the biggest privilege that you get to have growing on the land like something like that was. And even along Lagoon Creek at the bridge, you knew the tides where the barras would be sitting there. Yeah, and the creeks are full. It was nothing going tag 30, 40 juvenile barras in the afternoon, on the making tides. So eating ducks, shooting pigs, dealing with crocodiles. And there was a lot back then, but it was all educational. And you had the big clams, the big mud clams. You don't see them around too much anymore.
No, you
eh?
don't. No.
So they
You
disappeared.
might have wiped them, mate.
Speaking of the Lucinda jetty too, like
Almost professional fishing.
Yeah.
this week's probably not a bad week to be sitting on that jetty with the big runs going through there for grunner.
Yeah, they've been getting some nice grunner, that bit of dirty water. It was actually September when the wind, there was no grunters actually even come through. I think the locals caught a few, but there wasn't a big grunter run this year. It seems like they've just embedded themselves in the channel and they're just, I don't know.
Were there big numbers in the channel though? Like what? This is
The
thing.
local
Did they just not come along?
lads that do target grunner say the grunner since things have changed with the trawling areas and zones and that. But a lot of people are targeting them differently too now because a lot of people are using plastics. So they're getting down, so they're using surface lures. You probably catch one a week. But with the rubbers, we had that
We're
little
right down
tournament. With that Old Farts tournament last year.
I see,
I don't know how many, 90. I think we got 35 or 40 grunners for the week. What was that, smart ass?
OC, old
Yeah, I
cunts.
see. Old cunts. I was
There was
only,
a lot of
I was only
skill there.
upset because I would have, I would have liked
You
to be
wouldn't,
there
have, you,
at
wouldn't,
42.
you wouldn't have fished it because there was no live scopes allowed.
Oh, but
there was no new age technology.
See, that's where
mate.
you can, these
you would
guys
have
who
been
think
lost.
they know what they're doing.
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
here
go,
we
I don't
go.
use
Blah,
the live scope,
blah,
out fish them in their
blah,
own way, and then
blah,
it's like,
blah. It's all right. Be like me going out up the channel with a 5-inch. Should be right.
I don't think it's the same. I think there's a little bit of difference in that.
What's that?
Yeah, between recreational fishing and throwing a 5-inch.
Well, I probably would have caught nothing. You would have caught more.
On days.
Hey? Well, one day we're going to test it out in your boat.
But do you think, like just while you're touching on the grunner side,
Yeah.
and it's similar to the shark argument. People don't also realise, like they say nets out, this, and this, and everything has factors. But what about the fact that we've had now 6-7 years of rain? No one's taken that into account. How much physical rain we've had in the last 7 years in our systems.
Yep.
And I'm looking from a Townsville point of view, not Ingham, because you get it every year. It don't fucking matter. But we have drought. We used to have drought years. We don't seem to have them now. So that's going to change
It's called
the water.
it's called a natural
It's a
cycle.
Yes.
You know, for us
Yeah, but
older fellas, we see cycles. You younger fellas don't see it because you haven't got to the next stage of life.
I see it and I understand it, but I think a lot of people make decisions based on other things, not that cycle too. So
Yeah, but you can't change
know.
that because they're tunnel visioned.
No, true. But it's always good to have that conversation where there are other factors apart from just recreational or commercial pressure.
So someone, for example, the barras don't spawn if we don't get the rain. That's a crock of crap because the barras are spawning irrelevant. All the fresh water does is introduce more food stock for the juveniles to grow faster. So the survival rate is better. And
Given them avenue to go up into the lagoons elsewhere,
Yeah, but it's good. Townsville gets a lot of rain because then the dam, all that hard work, all them barras go over the spillway. They're all splattered across the trees and down the back there. And hopefully they go out the front and clean up a bit and then poor Reese has got to go and restock again. But anyway, that's another issue.
And
Yeah.
then we get these fucking ugly looking barra for the next 5 years.
Ugly.
Chill out. Yeah.
Smelly,
Nah,
slimy,
they're a pain in the
dopey.
ass.
Aren't they dopey? They just
Personally,
look up.
I'd prefer not to have freshwater barra in the saltwater strain, but that's a
Aquarium
different-
fish.
that's a
They're called
different-
aquarium fish.
Yeah.
They're docile, dumb mothers.
Yeah, and they don't change. They sit and they swim exactly the same. They change their habits a little bit to suit the running water and salt, but they don't transition to be a proper saltwater barra. There's a big difference.
A good interpretation of a dam barra is a teenager in his room on an iPad bringing him out to the world and saying,
Yep.
here, go and survive.
Comes out twice a day to eat,
Yes.
goes back and sits on his snag.
Correct.
Yep,
Hundred-
that's exactly
Good
how they are.
analogy?
Yep,
It is, eh?
not bad. It took you about 4 weeks of us talking to get that, eh?
I wrote it down 3.5
I
weeks ago.
I've deleted
look.
it 4 times.
I've written on the back of the prawn, porn. Far out, mate. It's
But
good.
yeah, it's an interesting. But yeah, like I think people need to actually look at the environmental changes as well before throwing anyone under the bus, whether that's recreational or commercial fishermen. There's other factors that we aren't privy to that no one talks about. So, or that we can't change. So we have 2 years of dry. Possibility the grunter schools might actually move up the coast a little bit more rather than staying down.
Well, I think the
closer to
grunters
the
are-
Mackay area.
What happens to the grunters? They just disappear. They're in and out. Like the channel, they're holding pit because they're in and out. They're feeding in the basin. It's
Yeah.
just a food basin.
But
where-
how often do they go
where
up
you-
and down the coast?
Well-
Like, are they more
they
predominant around Mackay and the Whitsundays?
Well,
I
where's
know
all
they
our,
are in
where's all our
size-wise.
tagging system? Where's all the data from our tagging system?
Yeah.
Are they nomadic? Do they move up and down the coast, or do they do like the mackerel? Do they come in and go out? They don't go up and down. They go in and out. They come in for the food and they go out when they, or they're coming in to spawn because everything spawns in the coastline. Now, mud crab goes out to the ocean, but everything else comes in.
Yeah, it's an interesting view.
But they don't look at it like that. Like, how much faith do we have in our science data collection system?
Well, at the moment, zero.
Absolutely. There's still good people out there that are doing the right job, but then there's a lot manipulated by government grants. So if they don't squeal, they don't get oil.
Yep.
And it puts a lot of, and it puts strain on everybody. It doesn't matter if it's the pros or it's the recreational or it's the seafood shop or it's a trawler operator or it's the export market.
Oh, it's the whole
Everyone
flow.
gets affected, and then the prices go up and people get affected again. So someone's idyllic, what's that word?
Idyllic.
Idyllic idea about something is sometimes self-motivated,
Oh,
self-agenda.
not sometimes. Sometimes is a
95% of the time.
yeah.
Like the grunters,
Majority.
when they flow here, it's like everyone used to go to Carumba for grunters.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like you get out front of Horton and all them places there,
Sometimes
even
they
the
run like
Burdekin,
thick.
it's crazy the
They're
volume.
even. We found a whole heap just near the boat ramp at the Horton. Like,
Yeah. And
But
good
that's how they
fish.
do. They come in
The
in
Burdekin's
schools.
good fish. Mackay holds a lot of. I used to get a lot of grunter, and
Mackay Whitsundays has always been pretty prime. The bigger fish on average, from what I've seen there. Like, schools in the Prossie River weren't 20 centimetre grunter and 30 centimetre grunter. They're starting to get less and less now. But when we used to fish them, they were big fish,
oh,
you know.
north of Kansas is another place where they get a lot of big grunter.
I honestly think they're one of the most underrated fish.
Oh, they're the coral trout, like
Grunter and finger mark.
grunter, finger mark, even the gold spot cod. In there.
They're your three S's.
Yeah, you can't. In the mangrove jack, like I don't think there's.
I don't know what this bloke's got against mangrove jack.
Yeah, I know.
They're delicious.
Yeah, it's shitsy.
Big game.
But anyway, at the end of the day, I think any fresh fish. I've done it that many times where
Gonna get cancelled.
yeah.
I'll tell you why mangrove jack in a minute.
All right. But I've had occasions where I've had research, fisheries, or even fishermen that have been catching certain species all their life. And you come out and you go, I'll try this piece of fish. Batter it, nice and fresh. And you give it to them, they go, oh,
Mate, we used to...
spotty mackerel
Yeah.
or grey mackerel. And you walk away with a smirk on your face going, that's blue catfish, man. straight out of the net, off the mud flats out the front on the beach.
Yeah.
And it's blue caddy.
Yeah.
And it's like anything fresh, if you treat it right and handle it properly, there's a market for everything. Apart from this bloke wants to bring in, 7-foot sharks to batter up.
No.
He'll probably curl
When did
up.
I? Don't see. This is the
Here we
over-exaggeration.
go.
of Breville.
See, got him.
We
mate.
need to kill the
It's all
fuckers.
right.
We
Yeah,
don't need to.
those-
Don't worry about
those
eating them.
threadies-
Taxidermy the lot and put them
Those
in the...
threadies we caught.
That
when
were
we
good,
did it-
eh?
Oh, bro.
Were they buttery or what? Eh? We just a little bit of flour.
I gave me old girl
Bit
a
of butter.
taste, and she's like, "Oh, give me more." I'm like, "Nah, mate.
Nah, that's enough.
That's all you get."
Not many of them left.
There's heaps.
No, in my freezer, I mean.
Oh, I've got plenty of boxes. All right. It's all good.
They were
It's all
good.
good. Nah, you can't beat an East Coast king salmon. I don't care what. And in this region, even better again because there's no knots. Is the calcium. I don't know what it is. Like the Gulf, they're nice species and everything, but when you get them here on the East Coast,
Yeah.
I think Mackay, they're big knotted too, eh?
Yeah,
Rocky.
Prosy Mackay.
Yeah, it just must be the calcium.
Rocky's probably not as bad, but
Yeah.
the only ones I've ever filleted out of Rocky are all 120 plus. So
Oh, okay.
it looks a big knob, but in proportion to what we're catching in Proserpine, no.
Yeah.
No. So Prosy had big knobs.
But yeah, I just cooked a little bit in butter, mate, and it was.
Superb, eh? So I don't understand, we steady, we're losing all that taste flavour because it's going to dissolve. I just done 15 kilos of mackerel for one of the schools. They couldn't get the kids to eat fish. They were jumping up and down and, what do we do, Dom? And I said, well, I'll give you some fish to try. They haven't looked back. Now they're ready. They're talking about increasing because the kids are starting to enjoy some local fish instead of always
on.
trying to give them a low budget because it's a school and we're trying to feed our kids the wrong protein. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, too, like my daughter grew up, not liking all those soft fish. So, she liked it firm to be like a chicken strip. All her fish. So the queenfish, the trevallies, all of that sort of stuff. Loved them.
large nanny
Absolutely.
guy.
Yep, absolutely loved it. The firmer flesh it was, the more fishy flavour, the better. And it's only now she's getting a bit older and a bit prim and proper, I would say, getting that age, start fucking talking about what my friends eat, and I'll eat some softer fish now. But
Well, she got no drama eating.
nah, she's like you. Might even be your kid.
You never know.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Shut up. Sue's got better taste than that. Stop it. I love
And
Sue.
then you look at me and you're like, maybe
she
she
barred
doesn't.
me up the other day.
Well, it's gotten that bad now that fucking Eva, before she goes out, she asks if I'm coming over because she knows there's food coming.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't cook.
Try not to.
okay.
It's cheaper if
And
Maddie
now
just
she's
comes
even
over
making
3 days a
demands.
week.
She says to me the other day, savoury. I'm like, who the fuck are you, mate? I'll bring what I want.
It's quite amusing.
Oh,
It
mate.
is.
Anyway,
But we'll get back to the mangrove jack side.
Yeah, go on, spit it out. You've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Yeah, well, everyone keeps bagging me because I keep bagging jacks.
I didn't bag
The
you.
other day
I never bagged
we
you.
actually went for a jackfish for an hour or so, or two, didn't we?
Yeah.
You saw how fucking good I was. And that's why I don't like mangrove jack.
Yeah, but the thing is, if I had the control of my hand,
Oh, here we go.
right, we would have been going slower where we needed to go slower and go quicker where we needed to go quicker. But because you were focused on something else, I don't know what it was,
Barra. Yeah.
yeah, we'll go,
I want to learn.
we're doing the opposite of what we should have been. And maybe next time we do one of them
Fuck
trips.
no, I'll never fish with jacks again.
We're going to go in my tub, right? And we'll go in my country and we'll go chasing jacks my way.
don't worry about him. I'll just bring my boat up, Dom.
I'll take a beanbag.
No,
I'll take a beanbag.
you won't because you'll be excited because we're like them sort of places there. It looked good. I think the fresh water turned them off a little bit
Yeah, definitely.
because they were cool, but we were taking advantage and Jake got 2, and you got 1 finger mark.
Jake.
I got a jack there.
Jake,
I'll go
it's
with
Jake.
I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, fuck Jake.
I'm going to
Jake.
call him Jake from now on too. Fucking
Jake Walker, the stalker.
Oh, it's funny, eh? Little bull terrier was. Hey, but he can fish. He's a good little fisherman.
He's not a bad lad.
Right?
Yeah.
He's keen.
He did it right.
He was very,
Yeah.
yeah. It was up and you a bit, but it was
When?
interesting.
Like I was always in front.
No,
Well in front.
yeah. Well, doesn't have to catch fish to get nabbed. It was just up and you. It was good. It was quiet.
It's quiet. He is a
Yeah.
pretty quiet, chilled sort of lad.
It was like a king brown going around the grass. You could see him. He was always scanning. It was
Pushing
interesting.
Dom off the...
Snake in the grass.
But
Wherever Dom would stand, he'd go over and push him away.
like a bulldozer D9 fucking 7 or whatever it was. It was just like crazy. But it's interesting fishing with different people. It's instead of fishing with the same people all the time, you get a different reaction. But yeah, that live is like open my world.
Changes everything,
It's like a jury. You get all these perspectives and then you come with a result. It's good. Very interesting.
And people think you just put a live on and you go fish, and you find that fish and you follow it and you catch it.
No.
Well, that's sort of true in the impoundments and down in areas like Rocky, you know, where you're fishing those isolated fish that are drifting. But there's quite a difference in presenting your lure to fish that are stationary.
But that's what I'm learning.
That's the difference.
I'm learning. Before it was a big live prawn on the end. And, and you could have 4 people lined up and one person's catching, same as the reef.
Yeah.
You can have one person catching all the time and watching you in the boat and how he's working the rod and how he's changing in
Always
position.
on my rod.
He's just watching what he's doing. It's interesting to see, and now I'm starting to understand what that lure's actually doing underneath.
That's the biggest key.
Yes.
People think you throw it out and wind it in.
No.
You're not doing anything near that. You're drifting, you're pausing,
It's very, very interesting.
Yeah. And then what
Especially
you do
in my
once you turn that
opportunity of
fish.
time, because my factor is time. I could have the boat out the front, and I got to go at 10 or 9 or 7, and you got to be back at 2, 3, or the phone will ring. I've had one day where I got the Ripple Creek turn off, phone rings, look down, shop, answer the phone. Oh, kitchen's on fire. All right, no worries. I'll be back in 10 minutes. I just turned the boat around. So I'd done a U-E, come here, walked through the door, and I could see the kitchen glowing from where I was. It was like, interesting. So that was another bum steer fishing
One way
trip.
to ruin fishing trips, eh? How dare
That wasn't a body you were trying to get rid of in the incinerator, was it?
Nah, that's going underneath the slab next week
yeah,
when we
cool.
do the extension. We just hold them for duration of time in the freezer.
Yep.
There's plenty of places, not under slabs in this area you can get rid of bodies.
That was the boss.
Pretty cool for it, eh?
Yeah. It's the boss.
Yes, she
It's
is.
the boss. Look.
Hello. How are
Hey,
you?
boss.
You're going to have to, when you got 5 minutes, you're going to have to jump on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to.
We'll talk about what your plans are with everything.
Yeah, cool. I'd love to, guys.
Yeah, cool.
How exciting. This is great.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He's doing all right, too.
Yeah.
They're doing pretty good.
I even got the fruitcake in.
He hasn't
Look,
shut up.
spoiling it.
You've got a word in.
Maddie hasn't. Between Dom and I, we could talk for hours.
Hours. Slow on the water, but it's calm.
Yeah.
Turn the radio up, Bucky.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, guys.
That's good.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, whenever you want to pop in, we'll just
Yeah,
stop and
okay.
pause it and then
All right, I'll
jump you on.
stop and come join you.
Yeah, cool.
Cool bananas.
So that's the better half.
That is the better half.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
Thank fuck, because
I don't know how she's put up with me for so long.
No, nor do I. But you say the same thing about Sue.
Ignorance.
You say exactly the same thing about Sue.
Yeah, no. Sue's pretty cool. I like Sue. This is good cake, but
Celine.
Beck cooks me creme brulee.
yeah, I know. No, but you pay for it.
Can
Yeah, true, but it's still worth it.
asking a dangerous question here.
Yep.
Can Sue cook?
No, Sue's the She's
Can-
one of the only Asian women in the world that can't cook.
Can deal cards.
Can deal cards. She was
Can't cook.
beautiful. That's what sucked me in, was just the hands.
Oh, okay.
Just how smooth those hands, eh?
I'm not going to touch that. Let's move on.
And just the way, well, you know how the cards come out. Everything was just smooth and good.
I think she'll let it this. It's all
and,
right.
and she had little hands, so that helped too, you know.
Oh my God.
Stop it.
I do not condone any of this, Susan.
I'm out of it.
So, let's get back to when
Yep.
you were a kid.
Cool.
So
That's
you
a
talk-
long time
you talk-
ago, Matty, you reckon?
You talked about growing
40s.
up on the farm and everything, and
Yep.
what you sort of learn around.
Yep.
Early life. What about when you hit your teenage years? Did you always know what you sort of wanted to do with the welding side of things? Or?
No,
No.
had no idea.
Did they have welders back in 55?
Yeah. We had the old
was
Lincoln
when Dad was
Slammer.
born.
Yeah.
1955.
Don't lick the wires, you get booted right across the shed. It was good. But yeah, no. Who cared what we were doing back then? Yeah, there was the fellas there. And there's always the students that do what they're doing, but you always thought you always stumble and fall and get ahead. And back then there was a lot of work. So I ended up, I was walking down the street and seen TC and just asked him if there's any work going around. Next man was a baker. So I done
Baker?
yeah, qualified baker.
So that's where you get the cannoli.
Oh,
No, that's a family thing.
I think any trade educates you to do anything because
Did you
once
just
you
ask an Italian if he learnt to cook cannolis in a
yeah, but
bakery?
they're cream cheese cannolis. They're different. So you get custard, you get ricotta, and then Beck designed saying, why don't we do cream cheese because we can freeze it, and it's got longevity, and it's got dates, and it doesn't perish, and I can add all the varieties and flavours to it. Like I've got 17 flavours, I think, now. Which
Tuna,
is good.
salmon cannoli.
Tuna, salmon, cannoli.
Did your
Yeah,
did
you're
your
a freak,
parents move here, or was it their parents that
Nah,
moved
my mother come over when she was 16.
here? Okay, so she could
So
cook
she
and do
hopped
all
on
the
the-
old Italian
Oh.
recipes and that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there was never a recipe.
no, she just did it all by feel.
Never, ever had a recipe.
Yeah.
It was all timing, mood, love. Food's love. You got to love what you're doing. Doesn't matter if you're making a pizza and even going back to Italy when I did in 2009, it was like the biggest eye opener.
Big culture shock.
Well, you could understand where mum come from and understood why there was so much, nowadays they throw away so much food. And we had a freezer full. The tomato would go bad on one side, you cut it away and put it in the freezer bag.
Yep.
And all it done was got better in the freezer. So all the veggies were all cut, put away, and then she'd make a soup. On Sunday was Adventure Day. So whatever was in the fridge would come on the table and we would eat what was left. Nothing was wasted. So Mum came over when she was 16 on the boat and there's still, I don't think there's anyone left. There might be one person left that come over on the boat. Rizzy might be still alive. But anyway, Dad was born here. My uncle come over. My grandfather was a barber. My grandmother worked in the kitchens, in the pubs, feeding the cane cutters. Back then it was busy, like full ball. And then there was 6 of us in the family. We grew up with a church beside us on the block until my brothers burnt it down.
I didn't even
Right.
know that. I just looked at you and went,
There
"You'd
used to be all
little
the big
shit
Tom
that'd
Thumb.
burn it down too."
Remember the old? Well, you won't remember the big Tom Thumb crackers.
I'm an late 80s
Yeah, I
boy,
know.
mate.
So anyway, they virtually put in at the front and lit it up
We're
and
the same age.
fit, eh?
I'm 40. I'm 41 next week.
Grader driver, eh? Yeah. Grader driver.
Stressed.
So you blew the church up.
They tried to burn the church down. It was still smouldering in the morning. But anyway, so that's growing up with more siblings. So I'm the youngest boy out of all of us. So there's 20
cool.
years between the first and the last. But anyway,
No TVs in Italian houses back in the day.
they went dancing and they spent a lot of time talking to each other.
Yep.
Yeah, and Mum was always having stuff, smoko at 9 o'clock down the paddock if you're planting and whatever, and you'd be up at 4 o'clock doing sponge cakes or making spag. There's always something to do, and once a month you'd be knocking ducks and chook heads off and cleaning all them, getting them ready for the freezer or so. And being more family orientated nowadays, it's just taken away that we're always working, but the time we spend with the kids is pretty solid.
So it obviously was a cane farm.
Yeah, we had a cane farm. Yeah.
Yep.
So what happened was, Dad and my uncle, they bought it off my grandfather, and they went from there. And then when my uncle passed away, I jumped on with Dad, and I took over the other lease, and then I ended up retiring him. But in that due time, it was just, it teaches you another aspect of people treat primary, a lot of departments treat primary producers as carnage, but they get a grip of the land. You can smell, even like now, you can drive around and smell the ground and you understand what it's doing. And it's no different to someone that's on the water or, you smell what's around you and you're harvesting. Doesn't matter if you're cutting cane or you're picking watermelons. And we all done that as kids. That was their pocket money, growing watermelons, cucumbers. And it teach you discipline because every day you couldn't go away and leave it 2 weeks, there'd be nothing left. So you're virtually nurturing the ground and to give a response, to give you something back. And even having the backyard full of chooks and ducks, and you had to look after them. It teach you respect, and that was your food. It wasn't about cruelty. Cruelty is treating something with abuse. But if you feed it and look after it, nurture it, and give it respect, it gives you respect back. But it's there for a reason. It doesn't matter what it is. So the land, I think everyone should be growing up on the land at some stage through their life. It's just like
It's an eye-opener.
politicians should be in business to understand what the real world does.
Yep.
You know. So,
Dead right.
but yeah, growing up on the land was probably the best thing. And I wish some days we still had the farm so the kids could enjoy that other side of it. But yeah, something that's water underneath the bridge.
That's a generational thing, though. We all sort of wish our kids could do what we did. And, our kids are going to wish that their kids could do what they did. It just slowly gets worse and worse.
Yeah, but they seem to be smarter now. They know a lot more quicker. It's
Yeah.
like having the instructions to make a cake without working out how to make the cake. Yeah.
Those tablets are a big thing, mate. Like, you just... I mean, you probably saw it with Eva too. Like, from when my nephew started watching the tablet to where he is now, like, what he can do at 12 years old is just crazy.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Well, perfect example is LifeScope, side scan. We've got kids, well, we've got teenagers get a job, go and buy a boat. First thing they do is put electronics in their boat. And once they work that out, they're catching fish. They probably don't know why they're catching fish. They don't understand the landscape or why the fish are there. And eventually they'll learn, but they just...
It's a totally different avenue of learning.
It is. It's like you give them 6 real Red Bulls in the morning and they go and build 2 sheds and have it all fabricated and ready to go by the afternoon. And that's what these lives are doing. It's educating to see, and that's what interests me. It's really... I think about it constantly, like the advantage of having that technology, and the ones that say, and I was one to say, that's cheating. It's not. It's like our kids moving with the times, with instead of grabbing a dictionary, they're opening up their iPads, and everything's there. And they ask a question, how do I do this? And it tells them. And it's like, how long did it take us? How many conversations in the shed or at the pub to try and work out what was going on? And even then, everything's so secretive. If you talk about Hinchinbrook Channel, the town freezes because no one wants to tell you nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do people learn if they don't, I'm pretty lucky. Like, Oscar's just got the magic to hook fish. And Frankie's the same, my daughter. But they just, I know the time frame to get them out there at times, and, we weren't pushed into it. We had the farm there on our doorstep. It was part of nature. You wouldn't do it now. We used to walk it through waist deep of water down the farm in flood time with the shoddy over your shoulder. You weren't worried about the crocs. You were worried about shooting the snakes coming out of the cane at you because you're the tallest thing apart from the cane, and they were going to climb all over you. But it was, yeah. And to put that into perspective, the oldies, they would turn around and say, we lived the best life. We danced every Saturday or Friday night. You got together as cane cutters and everyone talked and got along. If someone didn't, they had to fight and got over it. And they were all best of mates. Yep. And we're saying the same thing. We've seen the best of it. Like what I've seen in the area, the district as fishing side, it's horrendous. And how it's changed, and yet people come in the channel and go, oh, it's unbelievable. It's like, you know, there was days there where on daybreak there'd be 2-3 hectares of barrows just moving past Haycock. You know,
Yeah.
not that I seen them, but it's Rutherford and all them old fellas that sit there every morning tide catching choppers. Next minute they see the water below with barrows just cruising through, or watching even at Lagoon Creek. The water's rising with the flood water rising, and as far as you could see back from the weirs, there's all barrow backs sitting there waiting to come over the weir. You don't see that stuff.
No, that's because you put a 5-inch through 'em.
Yeah, no, 5.5. Oh. And I did. Honestly, I did.
Yeah.
As growing up as a kid, it was either monofilament net on your back when the water was dirty because you couldn't find the fish, and we had fellas we used to take down, and they'd be sitting there throwing every lure that they possibly had in the life of them, and they couldn't get a bite because they were in the wrong spot. And there you understand why people are catching fish in certain places.
Yep.
Fish move. When they're moving, you get them in a net. When they're not moving, you catch them on a line. Simple as that. End of story. All right. So, yeah, growing up's been fine. Hey, Beck,
Hello.
how you going?
Welcome.
Why don't we be cruel and say, Dom, can you just go make me another coffee?
I will.
While we
Here, Beck, you want to
and
come
then,
over
and
here? I'll
then
give you
what
some
you can do is actually catch up on the 47 phone calls you've had.
50.
And if you haven't had that, you can take my phone and bring back the 4 people that rung me as well.
That's all right.
So-
They do care, buddy. It's all right. All right. I'll be back.
Yep. You can stay there if you want, or
No.
no. Oh, John. He's your husband, so I suppose it's not really. We have to wipe that for COVID or anything. Eh?
think so.
Oh yeah, no, steal all the fruitcake. Yeah, yeah, no, nice. Here you go. Oi. Might as well put it in the same cup. Legend. Thank you. Hey, look at him go. Does he like that at home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what you see is what you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Happy New Year, guys.
You too. He had a lot of good things to say about you while you weren't here too.
Really?
Yeah, you're gonna have to listen in.
Pretty much called you the star of the show.
Really?
Well, that's
That's
about
nice.
right, isn't it?
I don't know. Feels like a lot of hard work and a lot of hours, and but it's true. Like we're just starting to see some really good results, and I don't know. It's taken a while for customers to re-find us here in our new location. And that many people were coming in this winter saying, oh my gosh, you're the people from, Townsville Road. And I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh, we thought you'd closed down. I'm like, no, we're here. So I think that it's taken 3 years to really get those customers back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun journey.
Yeah, no, it is always
Goodness.
is with business, isn't it?
Oh, wow. I know. You just start off on an adventure and you actually really don't know where it's going to go, but you just keep going.
Well, that's the fun part about it. You're going to try 20 things and 19 of them probably aren't going to work.
Yeah.
And then when you find that
Absolutely.
one that works, go with it. Just
Yeah.
keep going with it and
Yes.
go hard.
That's right.
So, yeah, no, interesting life, eh? I always talk to Dom about it, and there's
Oh,
always
my
something
goodness.
going on. So
You
yeah.
see some people in their 9-to-5 jobs and you're like, oh, wow, they just must be so in some ways
Robotic.
robotic, but also relaxing because you just go, you do your job and go home. But I've never been that person. Like I've always worked for myself and I've always, fought to make the life that I want. Like I moved to North Queensland from Victoria and, I didn't go and get a job. I bought a prawn trailer and started cooking prawns at home. So it was kind of like I was never going to do what everyone else did. And we were always going to do something different, something better, something cooler.
Yep. You better not tell Donald Trump you're a Mexican.
Yeah, I know. Arriba.
So what have you been doing since we saw you in the Hinchinbrook? Oh, what was
my
it?
goodness.
October.
Well, that was kind of like, there was a bit of something dropped in October. And I think it was from when we did that charter down at Lucinda. I'd just been down to the casino with our new member, Wade, and Queensland Seafood Industry, David Boberman. And we had a chat about, okay, when Wade gets in, what are we going to do? How are we going to work together, work for our commercial fishermen to really safeguard this industry that, you know, it's been here for over 100 years. It feeds our community. It's a cultural lifestyle. I'm like, we really need to shore it up because we're watching what's happening in Western Australia and we're going, wow, that, you know, we're lucky here with our politicians that we have, but goodness me, that could happen.
And it doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much. And we need to, as a community, like, make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Just for the people at home, what are you referring to in WA?
So I think it was like, I don't know the exact date, but the Western Australian state government shut down the demersal fin fishery. It was an overnight decision. It was no consultation with the fishermen. Fish and chip shops, seafood shops have all stopped business or they're getting their fish elsewhere from around the country, which is also driving up prices.
Ridiculous prices. Some of them I've
Ridiculous
seen.
prices. We haven't even
$140
started
a kilo
yet.
for some fish.
And these people, you know, they did a big rally, I think it was last weekend, Australia Day. And, yeah, so many fishermen with all the gear. There was one interview with a bloke, he'd just gone out on his own, borrowed all the money for a big boat, had all the gear, had the licences, had got the quota and the licences the week before, right? And then for this to come in and just say, oh, sorry, you know,
Without any payouts, without any options.
without any alternative. And we've seen this time and time again with, you know, government and the commercial fishing sector. And I'm like, you know, and I've been sitting downstream of this for, nearly 20 years. And, you know, I've just sat back and I've watched and I've gone, yeah, you know what, I think we can do better than this because at the moment it's just like we're taking whatever is fed to us downstream and, you know, our livelihood, our children, our community, all the people we employ here, like our community. And it's like, I don't know, so something flipped in me in October and I went, you know what, I've just got to change the narrative. I've just got to flip the switch in my head. So it was literally like that. It was a click.
Yeah.
And I went, okay, we've got to stop talking ourselves down. We've got to start talking ourselves up. We've got to start talking about what a fantastic industry we have, what a beautiful product we have, all the great practices that our fishermen do. We've got to flip the narrative. Instead of it being all this whingy, poor me, victim stuff, let's flip it and let's start talking about why we're so great, what makes our industry great. And all of a sudden, when you start talking that way and thinking that way, all the positive stuff starts to flow. So I've really noticed since October, a big positive shift. I've gathered together our seafood community and created a local seafood community called Wild and Fresh. We had our first networking meeting at Lucinda pub a couple of weeks ago, and it was pouring rain, so I didn't really expect, you know, a massive turnout. And I think we got like 15 people or so, which was really good.
Yep.
Fishermen aren't particularly good at coming to things like that.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Like exactly what you've just said in those last 4 or 5 sentences in regards to how positive you are or how negative you are. The one thing you see from the commercial sector is so much negative. Mm-hmm. And it's like, guys, surely it's been 20 years of the government taking away your rights. Mm-hmm. And we all know that that's what's happened and it's unfair the way that they've gone about it. And that's coming from a recreational fisherman. But it's always poor, pitiful us. And I think that needs to change.
Oh, I'm so sick of it.
Yeah, that needs to change. So
sick
for
to death
everyone
of
to
it.
move forward properly, because
Yeah.
really the commercial side needs the recreational side on their side as well. We all need to understand that there's a position for everyone in this fishery.
Yeah.
So that you know, and I've said it on social media a lot in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Stop playing the victim.
Yeah.
Start just doing what you've
100%.
got and work with what you've got.
Yep.
And
Build
you know,
relationships, start building trust.
yeah, and that's what it needs.
Yeah.
You know, and Dom and I have got something on the side that's going to start moving forward, and it's part of all that too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to think that within a year we can look at it and help aid that.
Yeah.
Both recreational and commercial side. We all got to move forward, and we all got to create an industry that suits and is sustainable for the ocean. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's an in between there that's perfect. We've just got to find it and deal with it and go forward.
Yeah, and I think of organising this event in September here in Ingham. It's called Spotlight on Hinchinbrook. It will be a seafood industry event. It's
Yep.
bringing together government, industry, commercial fishers, seafood retailers, as well as scientists. So it's 100 guests, and it'll be a 3-day showcasing the region, the beauty of our natural pristine waterways, as well as we'll be doing workshops with government, with fisheries and the commercial fishermen. And we've got a barbecue networking night showcasing the very best of Hinchinbrook seafood. So we'll have put on a big show. But what this event is all about really is just getting everyone together to find a way forward and to find common ground and to find a shared vision. And I think with the Liberal Party, state Liberal Party's Prosper 2050, it provides a blueprint for that to happen. And we can then sort of start looking to embed our commercial fishery in the vision for the state moving forward, like locked in. So it's not just sort of something that can be thrown under a bus, at a moment's notice. And I think there's just such an amazing opportunity at the moment. So I've just jumped up, gone, right, that's it, we're doing it, let's go, who's coming?
Yeah.
And
I think
everyone's like, wow.
with
unreal.
a local lad that's in charge of the Liberal Party in Queensland,
Yep.
you think he might be on board to help as well.
Absolutely.
So it might be your best chance.
It is like, exactly. It was the getting Wade in power, getting Wade to represent us, who is also Ingham boy, David Christofouli Ingham boy. Like, there's never been a better chance for something good to come to this part of the world.
Yeah. If they
You know.
fuck it, then there's no chance for anything
Correct.
anywhere
We're
in
not-
the
we're
world
just-
to
I think
work,
we're going
to
to-
be honest.
we are going
So
to Mexico.
The pressure's on them.
Yeah,
When you actually look at it,
it is. It's a lot
pressure
of
is
pressure.
on them. It's their home area, and like Dom touched before, there's so much history here
Hmm.
and culture, and if they can't benefit the town in what they do, then there isn't any hope for anyone else.
No.
Any other town on the East Coast, to be honest.
There is a lot of pressure I get from southeast Queensland, so that there is a lot of voters down there,
Yep.
and they also have a say in what happens. But once we sort of explain the narrative and the story and the history of this area and what we're really about, I mean, it's pretty hard to find someone who is not for it, because it's about strengthening and it's about securing and it's about food security.
Do they still have the Italian festival here?
No, it's finished.
How?
Yeah.
Like, that was like one of the best things in Ingham.
Yeah, it was a really great event. But I guess they couldn't get volunteers.
Yeah.
That's a big thing for all the service groups. They're saying that they just can't get anyone to volunteer their time like in the olden days. And I guess everything needs a reboot. Like, you can't keep, not that it was a great event, I'm just saying that you need to refresh, and people need something different. If you're doing the same thing each year, it's sort of...
Yeah, it slowly just went. Not downhill's not the word for it, because it still showed the whole culture. But
No, it was a great event.
It wasn't as good as it was the year before, and it wasn't as good
Just
as the
wasn't
year before.
improving.
And it wasn't improving at all.
Well, I don't want to dish on the event at all, because it was a lot of volunteers behind it and a lot of passion. I just think that with the stoppage of something is creates room for something new, and
The door
maybe
definitely
that's
opens, yeah.
There's always room for, and it doesn't mean everything has a start and a finish. Nothing's meant really forever.
Well, yes and no,
that
but
way.
it'd be nice if in 5 years' time everyone gets behind what you're doing, and then you end up going back to having another Italian fest, even
Yeah.
if it's once every 2 or 3 years, and people can put more time and effort into it, because it is further apart, not just that. But people have great memories of it. I remember coming at about 8, and then 12, and then 15. We used to come with the whole family. We'd come from Townsville, and we'd bring the whole family. And I'm talking cousins, uncles, everyone had come for the
right.
weekend. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the difference with the old culture. It seems we had more people working back then, and there was more people giving their time to help as a community. And now we've got less people working and doing nothing, and we can't get anybody to try and put an effort in. And it mightn't be here today, but there's so many fond memories of the pigeon and polenta, the German sausage, the Italian pizzas. And when it was in town, it was all the pubs and it was just shoulder to shoulder, and people come from everywhere. And people always look at the downside, but it made such a big footprint of all that effort of all the old generation Italians in all parts of the world coming together in a little town and doing what they did. It's a big pat on the back, and there's a lot of them people that started that aren't here today. And it's just, we'll work on it, something else will pop up,
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe the structure just changes,
or even mini versions,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of options, and it's just a matter of, finding one that fits.
Well, look at towns, or even the nightclub
Mate, how many
strip. You couldn't even
cultural-
walk in that joint, and now you can go down there and play bowls.
Yeah, it's pretty dead, hey?
But
But
everywhere's
look at the
same.
cultural
It's-
stuff. We used to have a cultural fest of some form every, 2 months.
Yeah.
Month to 2 months in towns. Well, now you hardly hear of them.
But everyone's busy.
And I think
everyone's
public
away.
liability insurance, where they have it, costings, there's a lot to do with it as well.
That India
Yeah.
Fest went pretty good last year. We went for a look at that. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing is, I think people have got to look at it like, remember what you did as a kid? Let's try and do some things that will make your kids remember it like that.
Could be in jail.
Well, I didn't
Could
mean-
be in
I didn't
jail.
mean
You
those
be
things.
first. Already see the numbers on your back.
I've never burnt a church down.
Yeah, I was
so
getting there.
I'm pretty
You
sure.
beat me.
Pretty sure I'm good. So might not be going to heaven, but I didn't burn a church down.
Is there a
Meet you at the gate.
So that
Little detour.
that meetup you're talking about, Beck, like your next plan thing, like when's that? Like,
End of September.
yep.
Yeah.
So who you got coming to that? What's the
So hopefully we'll get the
what are
premiere.
you thinking? Yep.
It's funny you say because I'm off that week, so we might come up and.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you now, I'm going to need some help. It's I don't know. I've just gone. This is the event, and then I'm just working backwards how to actually.
Yeah. Well, if you need us to bloody put stuff out there,
Yeah,
happy
great.
to help.
So it'll be private invite only.
Yep.
So I'm being very selective about who is coming to make sure I've got a good ratio of government to industry to
Great
fishermen.
idea, yep.
I don't want there to be like 3 fishermen and 20 fisheries people there. That's not the sort of balance. So yeah, I've sort of worked backwards from the numbers that I need from each group. So then, like say when we're doing our workshop down at Lucinda, we'll have there'll be like 10 tables. There'll be 2 fishers, 1 industry, 1 fisheries, 1 scientist, 1 retailer per table. So the fishermen will have like 2 from their sector. So I think the idea is to give them a voice and give them, showcase what they do, and for high up government people to meet our commercial fishermen and what they're doing and their practices and their, generational knowledge. There is so many great things that they don't know about this area and their practices and, the people behind the industry. Because when you make a decision in Canberra or wherever, they don't really understand the ripple and the effects that it has through an entire community. So, getting that ratio right is really important.
So basically, the day will consist of like having different people at each table and then doing activities and working together and chatting. Is that what you're sort of aiming
It's a
at?
3-day event.
Okay, yep.
So it starts on a Thursday, and we've got women in seafood getting together for a little networking afternoon tea under the paper barks at Tydo. So that'll be just like a welcoming, women from all over Australia who are involved in the seafood industry with some cakes and tea and whatnot. And then at 5:30 we'll have our big industry networking barbecue where I'm hoping to get a celebrity chef in. We're going to be cooking up the very best of Hinchinbrook seafood and, bit of a local welcome to country from our Nwagi, Jacob Cassidy, and also we'll have some musicians, saxophone and guitar. It'll be very sort of an informal, casual, where people will sign in, get their lanyards, get their name tags, and it will be like meet and greet. Get around, talk to everyone, say g'day, make sure that the groups are all mixing up. And then the next day we have a business panel breakfast down at Lucinda, and that's run by Wiser. So we're going to have inspiring women from the seafood industry up on stage talking about, what innovative new ways they're doing things, the changes that they're seeing in the industry, just to inspire other women, maybe just to go for higher roles in the sector. And then that will roll straight into the workshops with fisheries, so in the same venue. So, and then some of those other guests are going to hop on a boat and go over to Orpheus Island and see what the scientists have been doing over there in terms of keeping our, waterways clean and healthy, and watching species. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like, but there'll only be about 20 people going over there. The other 60 will stay in the room and be doing this pretty hard work actually for 4 hours in terms of, it's a workshop. So there'll be tables, there'll be questions that each table has to answer or come up with solutions or whatever it is. And then from that we go to a big gala Queensland State Government dinner up at Clokey's. So that will be big Irish band. We'll have, it'll be black tie. Then we'll be presenting some awards to our commercial fishermen. So, ones with the best practice, ones, we'll be also giving awards out to fishermen that have lost their lives. We've got a few widows that will be able to come and claim some trophies on behalf of their husbands, which will be lovely. And, really just celebrating, giving all our commercial fishers a really big show bag full of some really good gifts and a certificate and a big thank you. And I think that's sometimes what they don't get. And it would just make me so happy to see everyone there, everyone just smiling and having a good time and feeling appreciated and seen. So hopefully we'd have then the Premier or the Minister there giving a bit of a spiel on Prosper 2050 and how our little seafood community is a real part of that. And it takes all these little communities to make a stronger state as a whole. And then the next day we're having a seafood retail expo here at the shop. So we'll be doing tours through the shop. We'll show, best practice for a seafood retailer. We'll have a lot of companies here that supply the seafood retail sector, such as the knife people, mesh gloves, packaging, chemicals. All these people will be here.
All the ones you don't realise. Yep.
Yeah, with some really new innovative products. We'll be really celebrating the new seafood labelling laws. We'll have Seafood Industry Australia here with all of their gear. We'll have Queensland Catch with all their gear. And then we're going to have a party down the laneway where we'll have little stalls and booths and food, gelato, music again, and have it just be a bit of a farewell party.
Yep.
So, but from this, we don't really want it to end and then the conversation's finished. We want to continue it, and that's where Wild and Fresh Seafood Community Group really kicks in, and all these relationships and networks that we've made, everyone is contactable afterwards. So when the fisherman's sitting on the boat, up the channel or whatever, and he goes, I just want to let, whoever the government minister or something know about something, he's got a way to contact.
Yep.
Or he wants to tell the scientist about something. I've noticed some weird foam over in that bay or something. Or, you know what I mean? Where we can connect and hook in instead of being divisive. Let's get together and work together.
It'd be good if other areas too sort of follow your lead and sort of set up the same sort of thing. Like you'd have the CQ one, Far North Queensland, all that sort of stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you all work together,
Well, that's what Beck's going to do.
Yeah, we want to roll this down the coast. So we just start, this is a pilot community. And once this is a big tick, we're looking at then Cairns rolling right Townsville, right down the coast.
I just
And then we
really hope
connect.
that the politicians that make the decisions actually listen to what's being said.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the biggest thing.
Exactly.
You can put so much effort into it, and if they walk away, and it's even we've had a meeting in Cairns recently, last year, and the biggest thing that I called for was active response from the government on the response of information that we gave them. So it doesn't matter which body group or who it is. I think everyone fails the lack of getting any positive feedback from our government departments if they actually listened, because they all come there and tick their boxes and say how good everything is, and they walk away and then they have their little conversation. Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah.
We're asking them to come back to us and say, what progress have you had on our meeting on this day? Like where we've moved forward on it. Has there been any progress? So
I think a really important thing with it though, Dom, is that it's not been very well organised. Like fishermen are going at, politicians on the side or just saying something. There's been no like formal way of an email with response, and that's where Wild and Fresh is what we want to do. We want to get all the fishermen's points, pain points, wins, whatever, put them into a newsletter to our member, and then they have got to then respond to our community. We're not one person then, we're a community. And that's what we need to get more organised, because when someone's saying, oh, that doesn't work or that's rubbish, I mean, that means nothing unless you've dated it, signed it, and it's on someone's desk. It doesn't really exist,
And the one thing we all forget is you're dealing with government workers. So for me to say, hey, and for that to get to David, it's got to go through 15 people.
Correct.
And those 15 people have got to do their job. And if they do their job properly, then it'll take 3 months
Yeah.
to
And
get
then
there.
Follow it
So
up.
if you have something like you're saying, you build something where it's transparent and it's a system itself,
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Well, it gives strength to a community that it's just reeling at the moment.
Well,
with
I
nothing.
think like, I've had not.
it's one voice.
Yeah, but you would like to think that Mr. Christopher Lee would, like to keep an eye on that too.
Correct.
So that, that might help, having that system in place for that voice, but it's transparent that anyone can see. It'd be nice for him just to go every 2 weeks, just to go on it and go, well, what are the guys been saying? And then he can see whether that, it becomes a bitterness from a commercial side or a bitterness from a recreational side or a bitterness from the consumer side, who's trying to work in with each other, and you'll see the guys that aren't trying to work in and who just want a voice and it's a negative voice. And you can sort of eradicate that and just go back to the grassroots of let's work together, do it properly, and get things going.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great idea.
It's great. I was lucky enough to get a digital grant too, so now I've got our Wild and Fresh community in its proper online community now, so with like your membership list and it's set up so it can scale up and scale down as well. So if we do start rolling this down the coast, we can do Wild and Fresh Hinchinbrook, Wild and Fresh Cairns, and then each one will be a bubble inside a bubble. So all of a sudden, all these things are just coming up at the right time. When you're, it's meant to be, because things are just coming when they're supposed to. Like that digital grant, I'd never seen it before, and it was like, how would I use that? And I'm like, I could use that for our seafood community.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, okay, let's give that a crack. And
Well, you say it's coming when it's supposed to, but not. In all honesty, it's coming 10 years too late. But it's good that it's there and coming.
yeah, for me now.
You know what I mean? Like people's reactions and thoughts at the moment would have been better 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people in the industry sort of hid under their pillow and just whinged when they could.
Yeah, we did.
So,
we were literally when
that's
I
not
was,
having a go at you guys personally.
No.
I'm just from what I know.
Watch it.
Yeah. Oh.
Literally when I was down at the networking catch-up, talking to people with their health from the industry, it's a disgrace.
Yep.
Like if it was any other industry, there'd be like, mental health workers all over it. But I was shocked. I mean, I know I've lived it, but I was shocked to hear the actual physical effects that these, that the industry has had on these people who are just trying to feed their families, really.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. And there's others that don't have a voice as well, in the industry and the way it is set up now. I look at it from a charter point of view. Tell me, who's the body to look after the charter fishermen? I'm not sitting here and saying someone's got to. And from my point of view, Dom knows that I'll go down certain avenues to do what suits our business moving forward and what I think that the environment needs moving forward. But there's voices, not just charter, but other parts of the community too, that should have had a say somewhere. And the problem was that certain sectors would talk too much, other sectors would arc up because of it. This sector would then talk too much, then they'd talk too much, and everyone else was drowned out. So I think what you're trying to do there and bring it all together, I think it's pretty awesome.
Thanks.
Well, it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. It's actually feeling really easy, and it's feeling really, because it's just so heart-led. Like I can feel.
I've got to love it when something starts up
You
and
know
there's
what I
all
mean?
that excitement
It
about it.
is.
Hey,
It
give it
just
give it
feels-
6 more months, 3 days before the event, and then you can you ring me and tell me, oh, it's just so
But you know
good
what?
at
At the
moment.
end of the day, like you know, you can get stressed out about this and stressed
Yeah.
out about, and that doesn't. None of that matters. What matters is getting some eyes on our fishermen, on the great work they're doing,
Yeah.
bringing people together. You know, I don't care if something small happens that is not in the plan or at the event. That's not what it's about. It's about getting everyone here.
Yeah.
All right, guys, what are we going to do with this? Like, this is an opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
Fighting
And
for
it's the best
same
opportunity.
cause instead of people having their own interests.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where fishermen have got to learn to hold themselves to over the weekend, and they can have a place to maybe their grievances or whatever, but we don't want it to be just like a big.
But there's ways to have that conversation, and I think a lot of guys in the commercial industry couldn't have that conversation at a table with businessmen, with government workers, with fisheries. I think there's a lot of people that just couldn't get it across properly because their anger is there.
Yeah.
And as soon as they start to talk about it, it's just all going to come out,
Yeah.
and they're going to look like dickheads. But it's not them being dickheads, if you know what I mean. It's just their opinion and what they've been pushed to over the years. So, it's an interesting one. You're going to put people, and you're going to put people in the wrong seats, but you just got to hope that actually brings a light to some of the people who don't know. And it's not until you start talking properly to someone, not through a forum or Facebook, social media or anything, and you sit down and actually talk to someone about what's changed and what they've gone through, that you realise, yeah, you were hard done by. So a lot of people don't think that. They just think, oh, well, we'll get rid of the nets, or we're going to get rid of the commercial side, or we're dropping the trawlers numbers, or can't take so much quota and all of that dribble. They don't actually think about old mate who's in the middle of it.
Correct.
So
I watched the movie Rocky, like the original Rocky. Have you seen that recently?
no, I haven't seen it recently.
You
no.
need, honestly, I watched it with my dad just recently. And even this morning I was thinking about, I can't stop thinking about Rocky, right? It's weird. It's so strange.
You're going to have to put.
She's
You're
gonna
going to have
belt
to
you
do the
down,
weights,
mate.
mate. You're
Yeah,
going
she's
to
gonna
have to.
belt you down.
And I'm like, it's like Rocky, you just get pushed down, and then he'd say, "Come on, give me more. Is that all you got?" And it's like it feels like that.
Yeah.
And then it's like it doesn't matter what is thrown at our, commercial fishermen, we'll keep getting back up, and and win. We're going to win,
Yeah.
but it feels like that.
Yeah.
It feels like we're training for.
Yeah, but you've got to also understand that some of those fishermen are belted out.
Yeah.
They're almost done,
Yeah.
aren't they? Like they are just almost to the point where they're over it.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
understand.
that's the hard bit for you moving forward with something different. Is they'll be blindfolded, blinkers on, to how their thoughts are. So
But if they're done, they're done. So.
exactly, that's no, that's understandable too.
But if there is young ones, and we're hearing about all these young fishermen that really want to go, and that's all they want to do. Like, they don't want to be at school. They just want to be on the boat. They
Yeah.
just want to be catching fish.
Yeah, well, it's something Dom and I will talk about a little bit later in this show. Is what avenues people have moving forward now with the commercial side, and what's being put in place, and what we want put in place from the commercial sector. There's certain things they want to bring in, and we don't really want to. Even from a 100% commercial side, there's a lot of commercial fishermen against some of this apparatus and changes that are happening. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting how the next 3 to 5 years goes, or
Yeah, it
even
really-
2 years, to be honest. Like within the next 2, there's some massive changes. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, what do we do to feed?
Oh,
how
and
do
that
we
is
feed, how do we
100%.
feed the public? Because the point is, at the meeting, they're all jumping down and going, well, the nets are going to get removed without even the thought of the next line of speech of
100%.
we have to look at other apparatuses.
Yeah.
But then we got we got organisations now trying to stop new apparatuses in existing areas. So you know, I know you got to put water underneath the bridge, but the point is when you still got the water on the other side, still dirty, you can't see through it, and there's no common sense because they still have the same agenda.
Yeah.
People need to be fed. And if the groups don't start thinking like that, it's selfish, self-motivated
100%.
events.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we can change government at the top levels, but it's still poison downstairs because they're the same. Unless you change everybody from the top to the bottom and recreate mindset, you still got poison happening.
Yep.
Because then people have still got the same mindset. The only difference is we got Wade and now we've got David to turn around and say, just like the gun lobby now. The Prime Minister's going, oh, we're going to take all the guns. And Dave's going, no, we're not. Not in Queensland.
Yeah.
And people are going, wow, he stood up for Queensland.
Yeah.
Right? And they're the sort of things, and it doesn't matter if we can all try and find a point of balance on how to feed people and how to restore things and keep things in place. But you know what? The final decision out here, I don't think them people are worried about the commercial, the recreational. They're not worried about anybody else. They're all worried about overseas agenda. And that's the part, hopefully David says, no, they're not telling us what to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to come in logic and we're going to go, hey, we need a tourist industry, we need a charter industry, we need a fishing industry. How do we put it together? That's what we need, so we can all share. And yeah, there's line court, there's tunnel netting. These are all the things that have been put on the table, but netting is still a way of harvest that has made common sense for a long time, but sometimes it's in the wrong people's hands.
That's exactly
Someone's
right.
doing the wrong thing. And it doesn't matter what industry, you always got someone doing the wrong thing.
100%.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that's the thing is David's showing push to power the guns, straight away bang, you know, and he's believing in all these things that you think and I think every day, which is common sense.
He's using common sense,
He's
which is
using
what
common
most
sense.
politicians don't seem to
Well,
do.
that's the problem, though, because no one's used to it.
No.
Yes, 100%. And
So that's what
that's
people
what's
are
going to save us.
Because it hasn't happened
Yeah,
for many
but
years.
That's the thing that's going to save us. And there's people from other states already going, hang on, I'm moving to Queensland. It's a good thing.
Well, yes, but we don't want any more. We got a good population.
Hey, I got a
everything's
good one.
Beck's enough. We got a good one.
Yeah,
We don't
Yeah,
need
we
any
got
more.
back, we got a good one. There's plenty
I
more.
love all the Mexicans.
We like all the Mexicans. It's all right. They
Love
cook good food.
tacos.
Yeah,
Well, they
love
can't fish
tacos.
anyway, so they'll come up. They'll
That's
support
true.
business like yourself. So that's perfect.
Like
Bring
what-
it.
All right.
It's good that David saw what was going on with the guns, because what's going on there, and then they're tying it in with the speech laws. Like, what's actually going on? That's what I want.
No. This is all smoke screen, eh?
Yeah.
Because there's big agenda behind. It's just like, you know, they're getting stuck in that poor female minister about her expenditure, but she was just. She was the slaughter of the lambs. They threw her into the lion cage,
That
and
was just a
everyone's looking at her
diversion.
going, screw. And meanwhile, the caretaker at the back's already bolted with $10 million.
Yep.
So,
Well, Susan McDonough is always been a big supporter of us, and she checks in with us like when we're having flooding. She's always in the shop, and she's a big supporter of this event in September. And now I'm just wondering like how this is all going to play, like what role she's going to, you know, take up, because she's just a wealth of power and information and connection, and yeah, she's been really great.
yeah, she's a people
us.
person. You
Yeah.
can talk to her. A lot of them, they say hello and then they disappear.
Yeah.
You just hope those that do come make it worthwhile, like for what you're actually trying to achieve,
Yeah.
and not
Hey,
just
it's-
coming just for the photo opportunity
No.
and all that.
Well, I
bullshit,
think
you know?
everyone. I think your whole idea of putting 100 people in the room is trying to put as close to 100 people who want to see it next year.
Correct.
Is probably the best way. Is the
Yeah.
best example.
Yeah.
If they want to see what happens this year and then they want to come back next year, then you know you got a successful.
Well, most of
setup.
them bought their tickets already.
Perfect.
It's
I'll
not.
have to look. I'll have to look at the emails though.
Are you special
I know.
enough?
I will be by then.
Oh, he's special.
He's,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
he's,
need
he's
bodyguards,
more
I
than
think.
special.
He spells it with a TH.
It's always been a TH.
ATH, special, the special.
Yeah, and you spit at the
It's
same
all
time.
right.
So.
Stop it.
He went
But,
to,
you know-
That's when he had 2 studs in
he
his
went to
tongue.
Northern Beaches, Dom. That says everything.
Oh, fair dinkum.
When I first approach government and senators and fisheries, they are beside themselves excited about this. I was like, wow, I didn't realise that would be so positive so straight away, They were just loving it. And I was more nervous to approach our local guys here, our commercial fishers, because I thought, I just needed to be very, very careful. They've been through a lot and I didn't want to make any false promises.
Yep.
And, and talking to them, I think they're totally on board, but they're just, I guess, a little bit suspicious.
Oh, they'd be shy for it. Yeah,
And,
definitely.
yeah,
And everyone can see that.
But we need to somehow get past that and just come in a really collaborative and way, because otherwise it won't work.
I think the first one, it'll be good, but by the second one, you'll know exactly what you need to do.
You're correct, yeah.
So
Make all the mistakes as well. You always got to,
Yep.
with something new, there's always, you go, oh, well, I could have done that better, or we should have had more of those people, or...
Yeah, but I don't know if you'll make the mistakes. I just think the people sitting at the table will make the mistakes. So, it's where emotion kicks in and all of that sort of stuff. So it's not on you and the organisers, it's on whoever's sitting at each individual table to look at it like adults and see each other's views and put forward their views. So I think it's a great idea.
So Dom explained a little bit about how you's met and how you's come with the shop and all that. Was it love at first sight?
It was...
Or did you... I loved it.
There was a big pause there. There was a very big pause there.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was like he was buying prawns from me behind the East Ingham across the road there in the back car park. I used to park up every Friday.
Is that a euphemism or is that real?
And I'm like, geez, this guy really likes his prawns, He was back week after week. And then
Was the old man telling me, go and get another packet
Oh.
of prawns?
Sure.
and then he
Sure it
goes,
was, yeah.
oh yeah, I'm going
The
home
tree around the
to
corner stunk.
cook my duck and spaghetti. And I was like, oh yeah, so this guy cooks, that's good.
Oh, you cooked
But-
your duck and spaghetti?
No, he was just talking
Oh,
about
I was
it.
telling you about it. Okay.
Yeah. But,
Really, it was his mum at home cooking.
Meanwhile, his dad was going, you should actually talk to her about this. You should.
Yeah. And then we had some family friends sit me down and go, he's a really great guy and, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my goodness,
Have you?
He's just the prawn guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely on then, wasn't it? I know. So we got together. I think we opened our old shop within
2009.
within 3 months. We were opening our first little seafood
Oh, he didn't
shop.
fuck around, did he?
Chained me to the sink.
I was pregnant in 6 months.
Holy.
And then we had bought
She
a house, 8 months together. It was just bang, bang, bang. We haven't really had a break. We're tired.
I can imagine.
We're very
You
tired.
haven't even had a honeymoon.
I went to Bali for 7 days.
Yeah, we got married after we had Oscar. So we had a backyard wedding and it was the funnest day ever. We just had everyone. It was huge. We had a musician and then we had all this great food. And it was just such a
We had
fun...
Big Ori cooking on the
Oh,
barbecue.
it was such a great day. It was super low-key family backyard wedding.
Money in the bank.
My wedding dress cost $5. I was so proud of that.
How much is that going to cost us?
Yeah. That was really good. We had nothing. We were...
Oh, the ring was out in New Zealand.
Yeah, my ring was $30. My
$30?
dress was $5.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So,
I've got
It didn't matter. None of that stuff matters.
It wasn't about the.
I got a
the
friend with a
big
big Italian family. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. So
I was supposed to
it's been
take it to the
great.
top of
it's been a lifestyle.
Zoe Bay to propose at the top, but I think it was too wet, so we done it
No, that was pretty
low
say.
key.
It was very low key, the
It's
proposal,
all right.
might
I was
say.
worth it. Stop the engines.
I think it was we were watching TV and it was during the ad break, and I'm like, what? Never
That was a
mind.
bit like Sue and mine.
Yeah,
You talk
Sue-
about a $30 ring.
yeah.
Sue made one for me
Yeah,
because it was a
I
leap
know.
year, see? £55
It would have been
Schneider.
a Foster's ring.
No, £55 Schneider.
Oh,
She
54.
twisted it all up to make a wedding ring. I think she still got it.
That's
Really?
love.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
It's
Sue
a simple
proposed to
thing.
you?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Well, she would. Like,
Yeah.
Come
Well,
on.
she
She don't know
I
what
like the
she's
ones
missing.
you see, they got this $10,000 ring around their finger. And then you see another she's got the same. Another one's like he buys 10 at a time and just.
Each to their
keeps
own,
adding.
Dom, hey?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah, that's
definitely
what
like
I
that.
We're just low maintenance.
I
Yeah.
know.
That's good.
Lots of hours.
I'd
no
rather
maintenance.
boats.
It's all about food.
I'd rather boats
Never
than
had to buy a
rings.
ring at all. Happy.
You look after the ring you got, boy.
Yeah, exactly. Because it keeps getting wider.
Yeah.
I fired shots at Dean last night.
That won't help you. So,
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's a humour. It's all right. Just suck it up.
So outside
Petite.
of that,
Yes.
like obviously that's going to take a lot of your time up,
Yeah.
and people don't understand when you're setting up something like that. It's not just the time you're physically working on it; it's when you're lying in bed
Mental.
trying to tickle your husband's back that you're constantly thinking about it too.
Yeah.
She gets
you
up
know
at 1 o'clock in the morning. I walk
Yeah.
out and she's on the computer. It's like, what the hell are you
Yeah.
doing?
Oh, I'm the same. I'm the same. I've had a couple of things in my mind the last week and a half.
Yeah.
You wake up in the middle of the night, it's on your mind.
Yeah.
Or like someone comes in, they go, oh, you look a bit tired. What's the matter? Haven't you? And you go like, dude, I've
she
been here
kept
since
bashing
2
me.
o'clock. I've already cut 400 kilos of trout.
I wake up in the morning and I go, what am I going to do today? What's the next step that I'm taking today?
Yeah.
So that I'm always doing something every single day. And it might be just one email, or it might be a big thing, or it
It's a
might be
step-
just working
step
on
forward.
one more step, one more step. And then all of a sudden you're looking back. Like if I look back now to October and I see how far this has come, I'm like, holy moly, we're like climbing some mountains now. Like this is not like a little
Yep.
like day trip. This is like a Himalayas, and it's like I'm up there and I'm loving it. I'm loving the journey, and yeah, bring it.
And that's what I was saying about, this year compared to next year. Once you get traction,
Yeah,
you might get a little bit of extra help on top of that as well.
yeah,
Extra funding, whatever. And it's going to make it just keep building.
correct. And that will
Huge.
be the big.
So,
that will be the key, the jump key.
Yep.
So
No, I think
I
it's a
really
great
feel like
idea.
it would be fantastic. And then if we could get, all these little regional communities set up, seafood community, with direct communication to their MP, with some sort of like data system in their hand, like I don't know if it's an app or something like that. And then once we've got them all, then we can connect them together like Lego and go, okay, now we have a community. We are like 20,000 people.
Yep.
Do you know what
And-
the perfect app for that would be?
What?
Discord.
Discord?
Because you can post all your files and everything in there,
Mm-hmm.
any information. Discord is like what a lot of the gamers use,
Okay.
and like a lot of people that are on like TikTok and Facebook and Instagram now have their own Discord, and it's solely just for their community. Mm-hmm. So like you can still have your Facebook and all that sort of stuff, and then you
Yeah.
can say, here, click this link and join the community. You can just anything you need to put in there, you can store in there, and everyone else can see it. But yeah, Discord is a big one.
I'm looking at like maybe like a government style one.
I think
That'd
they'd
be
have
right.
to set it up.
Yeah.
I think government would want something
Yeah.
like that if they're going to be
It's
part
got to
of
have
it.
all the levels of security but I just feel like
They'll design
in
it
this day
with
and
you.
age, you could have then all your tides, all your seasons, all the stuff could be in there for not just the fishermen on the water, but anyone in the community going, oh yeah, 5 more days till barra season's open. Oh yeah, this is what's in the seafood shop today. Like all, just bring it together. This is what the scientists are working on. We've got a bit of an algae thing happening there, or you know what I mean? Like, and then everyone's on it. So then even for like border protection, if they see an illegal fishing vessel, like what's just happened recently, they can be, okay, bang, straight away to,
Yeah.
we see a boat.
To Donald, blow 'em up.
Yeah.
That'd be a way better option.
There's plenty
But,
of them.
so yeah, there's kind of a big scope there.
Donald, we just want one missile, please. Just aim just off the east
I'll
side
send it
of
over right now. guys.
TI.
It'll be the most
Come on.
beautiful missile you've ever seen.
Yeah. In Winnie at night, the mangrove would be, you look at the front, it'd be lit up with lights.
Yeah.
Daybreak, there was nothing.
Really,
They
I
just
haven't
disappear.
heard.
They just go into the mangrove and hide, and then they come out, do another hit, and then go home.
Yeah.
Been going on for years.
Yeah, but that's why our commercial sector is so important, because they are actually the eyes on the water every day.
Yep.
You know, you can have your border patrol boats, but having each community out there is...
Well, in the old days, the TOI guys, they'd just deal with it themselves.
That's true.
You know, if there's a foreign boat there, they would have gone and
Clean
done
it
it.
up.
You know, I started off on Murray Island for the first 6 years of my life, 6.5 years of my life, and I'm sure that them in the early 70s and 60s, if a boat comes past and you weren't really known to them, wasn't going to look good. Pretty sure 2 fisheries officers went missing up there in the 80s, early 80s or something. So yeah, you know, back then they deal with their own little areas. Now there's too much going on. So it's interesting.
Cool.
But no, that'd
Yeah,
be
it
a
is
cool setup. I
interesting.
think it's a
Yeah.
great idea all round. I can't see a negative from it.
Yeah, it's
And that's
just
coming
empowering
from a
people.
recreational fisherman. You know, I think a lot more recreational fishermen need to actually see the systems and see what's involved and put a foot in the door of places like this. And I'm sure, like, if I actually spoke out a little bit more about the commercial side and what I physically thought, I reckon a lot of people in the recreational side would get the shits with me. Because I can see both sides.
Yeah, but
I don't think there is many that can.
There's a lot that understand it, and there's a lot that have friends that are part of it, and they're probably better for it because they do get to know, whoever turns in a new mark at the reef, no one, right?
True.
And at the end of the day, how many of them see a commercial boat and go and ping it? Because they're looking for knowledge as well. But at the end of the day, it's an elite group that confrontate against it. It's like they're blaming someone because they can't catch a fish, right?
Or there's other agendas involved.
And you probably go through the same. Oh, he's here again today and here again tomorrow. You know, it's like far out. This charter bloke, he never stops. He's taking all our fish. Everyone's blaming someone for something.
You have dramas with people following you, don't you?
Yeah, we put an end to that.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's the nature of the beast. And if you go back, I still think from COVID, our recreational sector had increased by 40-60% compared to what it was. And even going back when I was a kid, the people that were fishing were the locals. You never seen anyone. No one ventured. Everyone stayed in their own area. And it's the same now. The locals go, oh, look at the Townsville boats. Or you get the Carbel go, oh, look at the Cairns boats. And it's like they infringe on their own spot. So the commercial's not the only one copping it. It's the locals against the outside. Oh,
And you see it a
we
lot.
should put a toll gate at Lucinda and anyone without 4850 has to pay. You know, all this sort of mindset. And it doesn't...
It's actually a great idea.
100%.
I've got no problem
But they
paying
won't
$20 every time I come.
The government won't let us do it.
Yeah.
And it'd be money funded and all that, but the money won't stay here.
No,
It'll go away.
that's the downside to it. Yeah.
So the mindset is poisonous.
Yes.
When someone, and you know what fishing's like, you don't get it in golf going, oh, he got a hole in one. You don't get that, you know.
Yeah.
It's a pat on the back. Oh, unreal. You're the best. Oh, can I have a beer with you later?
Oh,
You know?
when I played
When
golf,
it's
if someone
fishing.
got a hole in one and won a car, I'd be like, that fucking bastard. That was
Nah,
fucking
you
one of
wouldn't.
them."
You over there patting and giving a big handshake.
Yeah, no,
Nah,
you're dead right.
You're too nice of a bloke.
You're dead
for
right.
that.
And fishing's very much an ego side.
Oh,
So that's where it comes in. You know, if someone's better than you, they're a prick.
and that's why loose lips sink ships. The less you know,
Yeah.
and even the commercial sector, you know, the person that does gentleman hours, fishing at night, no one sees, all this sort of stuff, they get less response. And it's the same like someone you see a recreational go 7 days a week, everyone's on his back saying, oh, he's selling fish. But he might just like the outdoors. But if he goes fishing at night time, no one knows. He's back at 4 o'clock. He puts the boat in the yard. No one knows any difference.
Yep.
You know, if you keep hitting the wasp nest, you get stung. So,
Yep. No, you're dead right.
The metaphors.
it's unreal, eh? Write it down. Keep it for history.
Oh, my God. It's so hilarious.
But anyway. So what happened after you bought the little shop back and you got married? What happened after that?
Look where we are, Dom. I'm just like so grateful.
Dom's turning into Maddie asking the questions here. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right, Maddie. You need nappies. That's the 4th time to the loo. It's all right. I can pay out now. Don't slip on the floor at the back. I'll turn you into crab bait.
Should tell him to
So,
go
yeah,
down to the
back-
back freezer with no shoes on.
Yeah, go in there. We'll have to get the fire brigade blows feed
The
off.
hose.
So what happened, Beck? How'd you go after you bought the shop and got married and settled down? What happened after that?
Thanks, Dom. Oh my God.
No answer. Oh, she's gone blunt. What about you, Adam? How's it all going on your side with, making your lures and doing all the fun stuff?
It'd be all right if I didn't have blokes just telling me I need 20 more of these and 20 more of those. And
Hey, I see you I only bought 3 off you today.
no, he didn't buy through it all. But
I see Jack. Jack just goes in by the hand and just pulls. I don't know how many took out the last trip.
nah, whatever's at the front's all yours.
It's just like, there's a box at the front, so take me.
Just keep helping yourself, yeah.
Eh? It's unreal.
Yeah.
You like that cake back?
Beautiful.
It's unreal, eh? Good old Malcolm. He makes the best cake.
He's kicked you off.
Wow.
Talk about
That's
being
it. I've
cruel.
been sacked.
He's like, Beck's had enough. She's gone.
in the kitchen.
Oh, righto.
Need a specialist.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very
for
much.
coming on. It's appreciated.
We'll talk about it in the future too.
Yeah, this is just
So,
chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
you old cunt, you're back.
I'll tell you what I noticed in that gelato fridge is the honey and macadamia.
Oh, you would notice the honey and
Mate, we
macadamia
are
too,
having
looking
a
at you.
crack at that before we go.
You should try that.
How have you not
That's
spent
out of town,
$1,000 already with you? The way you like food, Matty. How have you not walked
we
around
came
here
straight
and just
in
filled
and
the
started
box?
here because Dom's got his mid-morning nap coming up, so we needed to get it in.
Hey, Princess, I was up at 3.
And he'll still be up at 8.
He's still good.
Matty will have his nap when he gets home.
He's still got morning wrinkles. He hasn't needed out the wrinkles yet. Shut up.
So what's the hard-hitting topic you wanted to cover now?
Who? Well,
Oh, no,
fishing.
yeah.
What?
Oh, we're going to
How they
prawns.
work? I don't know. What do you want to do?
Oh,
You're going to ambush me. But,
what's your opinion on using a scoop? No, we don't.
well, when I go fishing with the tuna fishermen, it's easy. You don't use a scoop.
Don't use a scoop.
Best thing, just lift them in. I'm bringing a wacko pole.
Sounds a bit like Adam lately. He's just been skull dragging
It's
fish in.
just skull drags them. It's like the first time I went with him, it was like, oh, get the scoop.
Dom's looking for the
So
scoop,
wait.
stepped around, it's already on
it's
the
in the
floor.
boat.
So when the fish go back down to their mates, they're like, "Oh, how you going, mate?"
We wait to put them in the esky.
I'll tell you what, we put a lot of threadies in the fishy in the esky not so long ago.
Oh, yeah.
We won't say
We
where.
won't talk about them, yeah. Fish and Proserpine.
That Cooktown trip was unreal.
Fucking why would you tell them? Every fucker in Townsville was going to go to Cooktown. Fucking hell. 3rd fucking Y section, and you want to tell everyone about it.
But you're generous. You always wanted to say. It's all right. But anyway.
Yeah, but when you're using a big hook and a big treble on the front, I think the one behind us shows it's like a mackerel treble on it.
Actually, I like that one. You got that barrow photo. He's got that treble sitting on the top lip, and that photo shot's just perfect. That little's just hanging at the right angles instead of being.
Well, he's very lucky that it didn't hit the bottom lip, because the speed I pulled him in, he would have ripped the cunt clean off.
Well, you would have been pulling about 50 litres of water with him, with the mouth.
Exactly.
Open.
Yeah, they don't tend to jump. They just go.
Speaking of lures, you got a pretty good wall here behind you.
It is good, eh? There's
Well,
I was
nothing on
saying
what
to
he's
him
got at
before,
home.
I like the one sort of just above you there. It's got like the silver bottom with the green and the yellow stripe. Nah, next line towards you. Yeah, go up 2.
That one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Which one?
The green one there with the yellow stripes and the
Oh,
black
that's
back.
a Leedsy.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hoping I've got a few more of them, but they're signed. The ones I've got a hand signed, they're sticking.
Yeah. I got a few timber lures at home. You can add to that if you want.
Yeah, too easy.
Did you ever see my timber creation? Like
Where?
how you can make something look like a silicon prawn.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Okay. What
You
am I
can't
looking
even
at?
see it.
No.
You taking fishing.
Oh, there it is.
God,
There.
Flexible
Hello.
timber.
he
Mate,
couldn't see
I'm
it.
blind.
He couldn't see that. Hey?
Oh, that
And you want to go
that doesn't
fishing?
surprise me.
I get.
I do like the West Tigers lure there, but 3 from the top in the first one.
Oh, that's a Louis. That's a Lucinda.
Yep.
So there's Lucinda's beside his.
So that's what we talked about, Paul Clothier, in his podcast.
Yep.
A purple Lucinda lure was the first barrow I got.
Oh, yeah.
and then the top one's a Hinchamble green
Yep.
in his style.
Yep.
But yeah, I get a lot of. I get a fair bit of response from the little board. I got another one. I got to make another one.
Yep.
And the thing
How many
is,
you got at home? About 14,000?
just
Someone can collect the lure.
yeah,
Especially hard
but
bodies.
there's-
Ah.
I used
but
to
there-
collect hats. Yeah. Hats are easy.
I thought he said tats.
Oh, I got some of them too.
Pictures of the guys, that's stretching his.
The ones I'll bring you, they're like, see your line in the middle, second up. They're the lethal lures. I'll give you a few of them. That's what they look like.
What are you talking
Nah, he
about,
wants
boy?
like collectors,
Oh,
not something you just
I've
purchase.
got a
when
lot
he
of
was a
stuff.
He's got plenty of other shit.
Oh.
He's got some lethals now. You got some little lethal, chunky morsels and all those little things. No, they were the best. Pretty sure they were lethal.
The thing is, if you,
lethals are
if
my
you,
favourite
if
hard
you
body.
want to see a collection of timber lures, it's Barry up at Cairns. That is like,
It's like the Museum of Timber Lures in North Queensland. It's ridiculous what Barry's got. It's
That-
really interesting.
Those ones, second one in, they're a different one. I've never seen anything like that.
Second
before.
way in. Oh, from there,
Yeah.
they're damper divers.
Yeah.
So it's Ron Cockbane out of Innisfail. He still
Yep.
comes here, Ronnie.
That's the rounder one.
They look like if
How
you
cool would
cross.
they
They
be?
look like little larger fish.
They'd look like if you cross a herring
So-
and an ibis.
I look at that and go, well, if you actually centralise that main hook and put a bigger hook on it, then you would get a fall like that. You've thought about that too, sure. You have thought about it.
Yeah, I know.
You know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can play and twist and turn and whatever.
Yeah.
It's just got to. Look.
And that's why all the collectible,
Well, the thing is, what's up there is what I've used.
yeah,
It's not about collecting because when you pick up something, you pick up 5 or 6 other stuff that really means nothing. Next minute you've got a heap of lures.
Yeah.
So all I'm gonna probably donate them to fishing clubs for kids to.
no,
No.
keep him for a young fella, mate. You don't go through that sort of passion to just give away. Like, that's something that
Yeah, but
I'm
then
sure your young fella will
I'll
want
keep the
20 years.
collectible ones. But it's good. Instead of having them sitting inside the drawer at home or in a cupboard
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I see, how many people get to see them lures up on that board?
Exactly.
And so many people get to ask questions and
I always have a look when I come.
no, and there's new ones going in once I get the other second board up. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good. But steady,
Yeah.
and we'll get there. Yeah, Beck had a couple of good views, but yeah.
Oh, definitely. I think what she's doing is great. Oh, here we go. He's fucking got one already.
Oh, he's got the ice cream.
Well, you should have heard what Beck just told me. She's going to make us a grilled bud burger to try.
Really?
Yeah, mate.
To try.
Here, mate. I got 2 spoons. We're going to give this Burl.
All right, go.
Honey and macadamia.
I know I've had this. You know why?
Holy shit.
Because it's my favourite.
It is 100%.
Honey
The real deal.
macadamia. So that's out of Townsville, eh?
Is it?
Yeah, there's Zena's.
Oh, is that old, mate?
Yeah, Zena's. That's Jimmy. So what happened is
His
he's expanded into gelato and he's really, really ticking boxes.
his white vanilla bean.
The blah 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 blah.
You can't be vanilla bean, eh? Oh, so good.
French.
The only bean he's seen for a while. Eh?
Yeah, but anyway, poor little bug. Sorry, let him prosper. Sorry.
Let him prosper.
He's enjoying the ice cream. It's the quietest he's been all
My
morning.
bank account's
Look,
mine, but
Yeah, I know. Would you like a bib?
I'm good, mate.
You're
I
good.
love
He's
it.
like a pig and poo, eh? Look, he's just enjoying himself.
Yeah, we should turn that camera around. Like he doesn't have a mustache. There's shit everywhere. all
Put
over
that
it.
head on the camera. It's all right.
Yeah,
Got
no,
to trim
it's
them
better off
eyebrows.
staying away from it.
That'd be good for
Better off
flies and
staying away
eyebrows.
from it.
Oh, look, the sun's out. Bingham.
Yeah, sun's out.
Only for a little bit.
Put your sunnies on, boys.
Only for a little bit.
But anyway, all right. So where we going next? What's the next step? What's the next level of agenda?
So when you go fishing, What sort of fishing do you like?
You know,
I just send Audacity out and I let them catch it.
Yeah, I know. But to go out and have a bit of free time, barras are easy, I suppose, because they're there and enjoying the last lot of fishing we've been doing.
You didn't make it look easy in
Yeah,
October.
but the thing is, I've had a bad run. Shut up, Adam.
I didn't say a word.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's hard to admit when you're in a bit of a rut. And you just,
Barras are easy.
Yeah.
I caught fuck all
Yeah.
in the last year, but they're so
anyway,
easy.
Yeah, but
Barras feel that they're safest when you're on the water.
Whatever happens in your boat doesn't necessarily mean that's a pinpoint of petification or whatever you want. But it's like, yeah, it gets times when you're locked in with business and you get limited time and you're out of whack. It's all right for someone that's going all the time and they got the feel, or they've done it time and time again, and they're doing it 3 times a week or whatever, or they're consistently going all the time, where you just pick up and go spontaneously. So hard to achieve. And if anyone,
But they're easy.
yeah, but if they convert it over to time to effort, a lot of people say there's not enough fish around. And it's not the fish's problem, it's my problem, because I'm not out there enough. Yeah, all right, I'm going to hit it. But there's times I've been hooking the frigging things that I can't even get them to the boat. It's like, what's the matter? And it's the vibe. I'm just not relaxed, not wherever. Look at that last day on the barra season. I had a ball. It was just, I felt right. Everything was good. Yeah. It was
Fucking blew me out of the water.
And we just had fun. It was good, eh? It was
Yeah.
good. Really nice fish. And at the end of the day, it just opened my eyes up to say, wow, the live is just second to none. But it's understanding it. I've had 3 people show me, and what you've showed me in the last 18 months is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where everyone can use live. It's not, it's idiot-proof. But having the understanding prior to live,
Yes.
we went through the whole systems of live baiting. We went through guiding with just a standard sounder, a sonar. And to be honest, I had no fucking idea what I was doing with a sonar. It could have been a jack, it could have been a barra, it could have been a finger mark. Those little blobs, I had no fucking idea. I just fished areas where I thought barra had moved through and we caught them. And then we moved to to side imaging, where you'd see them, you'd find them, then you'd anchor on top of them and you'd catch them. To then now with live, I think you're a little bit further ahead than most people with live.
If you
I'd like to
understand
think, I'd like to think if you did all those hard yards to start off with, then you're going to be 30-40% better than anyone else.
Oh, there were some days I pick up their sunglasses and have a look in the sun and say, but there's no fish painted on them fucking glasses. Because you always look and they go, oh, there's one there and there's one here. And it's like, what are they looking at? Yeah. And yet you turn around and you go, you watch this and you watch and next minute you see this fish just come out of the sand. It's like, you can have a sound in 10 boats and 10 different perspectives. And it's like, and I'll put my hand up, no worries, I struggle. Yeah, you can go snag bash and you can know when they're exactly in that area, or you're waiting for the water height or the bait to get onto that bank, or you've been there 10 times, or there's even that crab pot in that drain and it's holding fish. Where everyone's going, oh, crab pot, I'm not
Yeah,
even
fucking
sure.
crabbers, putting crab pots in the
bass.
drains.
But
Fucking
anyway,
hell.
yeah, unbelievable.
You know?
Blaming someone all the time.
Commercial crabbers, all right. They tie them up, they leave them right up the top. It's those fucking recreational crabbers that put them out 5 metres off the bank, just ruin everything.
And then it's rained and they go home.
And then
they
you
leave it there.
get a metery and it wraps around it, and you're trying to untangle your metery, and they'll come over and abuse you for pulling their crab pot up, and it's like, I ain't the fuck on. Like, amusing.
You got enemies too. That's
I
good.
got that. We'll always have
But
that.
yeah, going back to, I just enjoy.
Fucking
I just
whinging
enjoy,
fishers.
I just enjoy going for a drive in the boat because I can run my fingers and I'll go fishing with this person, that person. And it's like I'm just happy to be out on the water. But
Yeah.
it's even better cutting a neck and putting it in the ass.
What
That's
I
the
love is
thrill
your
of the day.
relaxation. I see a different level in your eyes when you're on the water and you just sit and especially when we hoon between spots. You sit on the chair and you look at your phone and no one's called and you're like, oh, how fucking good is this? And then we're driving and you've just got like you're 20 years younger, that look in your eye.
Yeah, but you got no expectations. I hate when you go on a boat and someone's, we got to put fish in the esky, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. It's like, let's enjoy the moment.
Oh, you can do both though.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're paying for fuel. I don't care. You know, how many times you get back and someone goes, you want $50? Yeah. All's going whether you're coming or not. You know,
Yeah.
you're just jumping in and having a bit of fun.
That's what I say to people. I don't give a shit about that.
Look, when you're in here, you're serving customers, you're keeping everybody else happy, and the thing is, there's and it's good even to walk outside and see my boat hooked up to the ute. At least I've even attempted to do something.
Yeah.
And if it happens, it happens. But it's still, I wish I had more time to go and sit on the little jetty like I used to do and get some big salamis.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what the live's doing to me now is I can see the bigger stuff
Yeah.
instead of chasing rats.
Well, you isolate. I've got no interest in throwing a lure at a 50 centimetre fish. It's boring as batshit.
Yeah, you were quite bored the other
What's
day
the
trying
point?
at that snag and pulling them little barrows.
I know, I
It's
just had to
it
get
didn't
numbers
even pull
just to-
back.
yeah.
It didn't even pull back.
Nah,
What's going on?
I was trying to get that fucking jack. That was the problem.
Yeah, but you got the finger mark.
Yeah, I got the finger off it. That pulled harder than any of the barrows.
And then Jake, he was throwing in the back of that snag and getting caught up. Good old Jake. But anyway,
And Dom was 22 foot down the back, couldn't actually
22
get towards
foot.
the snag because he was so far away from it.
it was like pole vaulting. I was that far, I had to take a run up. And then you know the best part? I got that Audacity fishing line on that braid and it had bird nest. I don't know if it was me or the bloody line.
Well, it didn't seem to do it at the front, hey, with the two people at the front.
Yeah, well, you only thrown 10 feet. The sounder was saying 6 metres, you only lob it 6. So I had to throw 6 plus 22 feet divided by 3.1.
Apparently 30 foot's a difficult cast.
So 12 and a half metres.
Throwing these salamis all day, they get heavy, eh?
Well, no, he was using some other brand ones,
I'm actually
and it
feeling-
wasn't until we'd knocked like 6 in a row, and he goes, well, I don't have one of those purple-tailed fucking prawns like you do. And I went, well, here you go.
You tell them the truth.
Take
I
the
know
whole
it's-
fucking rod and reel, and I'll use yours.
I-
and I
hang on.
never tried to catch a barra on
Hang
that lure.
He was
so
sweating.
much in my
he
life.
was sweating. And that's not it. Just because it's your podcast, you got to tell the truth. Don't tell bullshit. He was sitting there and I seen in his eyes, he goes, here, give me that one there. I'm going to prove you wrong. So he grabbed this thing. I never seen him work that lure so hard. Right?
Yeah.
And he was and I was working it even on my side just to try and
Oh,
hook
my
up.
God.
Oh, look at this.
Wow.
What's
She's
that?
she's a good girl. Thank you.
How can you eat and talk at the same time, you lot?
I don't know, but we're going to try.
Oh,
Oh, fuck
God,
yeah.
look at that.
Oh, it
Someone should
smells.
marry her, right?
It smells.
Hey?
Do you want something? No, that's all right.
Smells the goods.
Poor Jake
You want to eat
missing
yours
out.
first?
Hey?
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's go.
Give it a bell, fellas.
You know, I'm just going to call him Jake from now on.
So
Stop it.
let's go on.
So is that bug or lobster?
I don't know.
That might be lobster.
No, bug.
It is bug?
It's good though.
Holy shit.
That's good stuff, eh?
10 out of 10.
11.
Fuck yeah.
I'd
can't-
like to tell you how much bug meat I go through, but a bit shocked. So good.
I could imagine.
But it's tasty. Number one.
Oh my god.
So get on the next one. What's your take on the gill netting side? It's looking like that's going to be done for mid next year.
By federal law, yes. We're trying to get an extension, or maybe an extension on another permit,
Yep.
because there's nothing they've got nothing to replace it. So the argument point is to be able to feed the 95% of the public with protein from our oceans. We need to feed people. We can't starve them. And the worst thing is, like our kids need protein. Our public need protein, but we need to do it in a way where we haven't got crooked science
telling us that we're doing the wrong things for the wrong agenda.
Yeah.
So until we get something that can replace it, and the methods that they're looking at, as in tunnel netting, I don't think it's the answer of just talking to fishermen from down south and all that. And I know a lot of people are jumping up and down about it, but no one questioned it on the day when they said, oh, yeah, 2027, the nets are going to be finished. Yeah. When you get an applause about an event that could jeopardise 90% of the public is self-motivated. I don't care. And it's not about fish populations. None of this is about fish populations. It's all about dugong, turtle and shark. That's all it's about. It's got nothing to do about sustainability of fish stocks. And when it stops with us, it's going to go to the reef. They're looking at nanny guy now. So nanny guy, it's just going to multiply. Yeah, line fishing is going to come in and they're trying to do that, and some arguing there's not enough. But eventually, if the nets do fall away, if they fall away, right, there's going to be more opportunity for line fishing. But what does that take? A lot of professionals, they're net fishermen. To go to that next level, I still reckon a lot of recreation will fill that spot.
100%. That's what we've talked about over the last couple of weeks with that, and looking at trials. So looking at what fishery's done to now, that tunnel netting shows that the percentage of tier one, or the the high quality fish that you'd be after as a fishmonger, is so small compared to everything else that gets put in that net.
Oh,
That tunnel net. So viability, you're actually going to wipe out a lot of fish stocks that aren't of any value to you guys. They're of some value, but not as high value as what you're actually wanting to see go through your shop, is it?
well, I'll take whatever's given because I've got to be able to feed the public. That's my point of view. And the thing is, I can't justify to suffer. And, when it's raining or it's blowing 24/7 for 3 months and no one can go to the reef, they're all coming here buying fish and chips and whatever to sustain their, the worst thing is when it opens up again, they all go out and they dump out the fish that they got in the freezer for 6 months and then go and catch some more. But at the end of the day, whoever agreed to the first decision didn't think about the second decision.
Yes.
All right? So all these high-end groups that put their hand up and say, oh, look at me, they're all putting their heads down. You haven't heard from them, haven't seen nothing, haven't seen them on Facebook, haven't seen any of their activity because now they're inside thinking about what they've done wrong.
And there has to be some form of worry. So I'm looking at it from a charter point of view.
100%.
There definitely has to be some sort of worry if we're going to go down. Like, tunnel netting is, in my opinion, whether opinions matter or not, in my opinion, so fucking small in the industry that it doesn't matter.
It's bigger than what you think. Don't think like that.
But tunnel netting needs to be something, a lot of the pros used to do similar back in the day. Then they stopped, didn't they? Having fish traps and tunnel netting, that style.
Oh, they did.
They used to do it back in the day, but then they realised.
Originally, there was 5 cages.
Yeah.
PC was the first commercial out here at Lucinda, and I think he said they had 4 or 5 cages that they open and close, and they took them out because they reckoned they were unsustainable fisheries, and they went to gill nets because it was it was a more commercial harvesting strategy that could be controlled by mesh size, mesh weight, right?
Yep.
And you could control the areas you were in. And the industry years ago wanted to just do ring shots. And they said no. So it was active 110%. I agree on the tunnel net is not an option. Well, where else do we go? They want us to take the gill nets away. Instead of saying, oh, hang on, we've got a harvest strategy that works. We're harvesting what we want when we need to, and we're targeting species that we're looking for, right? And line fishing is going to be the same. You can target barra, but when that tide's at a certain point, you can't just wait for the barra to bite. You're going to go chasing choppers, jacks, grunters.
But
grey
you're not
grey
going to
mackerel.
kill masses of byproduct going through. That, you know, I'm not
but
saying
you don't
compared to
do-
gill netting.
yeah, but
I'm
you don't do
talking
that with the
compared to
net.
tunnel netting.
Yeah, all right. But the point is,
But a good gill net.
the recreational got to get on board and say, oh, you know what, maybe we should go back to gill nets because it was a better harvest strategy.
Yeah.
But we only got, you know, we've got 22 licenses active on 1,800 kilometres of East Coast. We haven't got any pressure compared to what we had 20 years ago, 15 years ago. When I first started the shop, you know, for me to process a ton of fish off barrel for the week was when the season like opens and the water was dirty, it was there was limits there that I could get, and then there was fish going out of the district. But then when the water cleaned up and the fish were, because they can feel the net, just like feeling the vibration on the lure or a vibe plastic or whatever. So it was harder in cleaner water. So then they target something else or they've gone and do something else. This thing where in the last 10 years of maybe the Burdekin will get volumes of fish because their one fish compared to our one fish here in our area. Our one fish is 3 kilos, down there it's 10 kilos. So the volumes are up there. To go...
Well, the numbers speak. Like, they know exactly what's legally been netted
Yeah.
on the East Coast. So you can check that up and
Yeah,
see
but,
the numbers.
Yeah, but we got the numbers. We got the data. We know exactly what we do and what we shift, and doesn't matter if it's reef or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but if there's a concern about tunnel netting, the recreational side and the charter operators have got to get on and say, well, hang on, we don't think that's a positive. Maybe we should extend our netting permit to say we can still feed the public. What's the other alternative in the meantime? You just can't stop it and go, oh, well, we got nothing. We need something to be in place. And anyone that thinks that the public haven't got a right to be fed is selfish.
100%. 100%.
And
that's
I
what
totally
it is.
agree. If line fishing can support so much, there's going to be a lot of people that are doing it recreational now that are going to get on and get a license or permit to supply fish to people like me.
Yep.
It's either going to be that or Indigenous, because they'll be the only ones that be able to fish in the long term. Maybe. Don't know.
Yeah, well, give me 5 days in a row on the water and I'll take back the heritage that I was.
Yeah.
I'll sign that. I'll tick that box.
I'll tick that box. That's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, 100%.
Yeah, yeah, and I think what needs to happen, and like we've talked about in the last couple of weeks, is you know, the sheer volume and whether that can be caught online, and obviously it's not going to be by one person, but if you have the right skilled person, and you multiply that by the amount of netters there are, the question is how much product is caught there. So. And that's something fisheries have not gone down the path of seeing. Like,
I think fisheries...
all the stats they've had till now
Yeah.
are so skewed it's not funny.
Yeah, but the only data they got is the data that we supply. And that's why they're screaming now for more data, because they haven't got the data information.
Yeah,
They're screaming for us for data.
yeah,
And now they've lost... I used to supply up to 6% of data for just mackerel. And some days I wonder why I even gave it to them, because they just crucified us for the wrong reasons.
yeah.
I spent a lot of time and money out of my pocket to give them information, and now it's turned around and crucified me
Yeah.
for the wrong reasons. And the ones that supported it, they disappeared and done other stuff.
And that's happened, you know, a number of times in the past. You know, it happened when the green zone data come out.
We were
you know,
all sitting
it's
in the
always
back
happened
telling
in
them
the
not to
commercial
say nothing,
side.
but they
Yeah.
go, oh, don't. I go fishing here all the time. There's all these spots. The basins out of Britomel on the northeastern side, they green zone that because there was more red emperor there than Ben Hur. Yeah. You get the spotted mackerel out from Forest Beach. They closed all that area. They only left a transit lane. This place is all down the coast. The more we told them, the more they shut it down.
And that's why the recreational and the commercial are so sceptic about giving them information. And it's not about giving them the right information, it's the manipulation of information through these scientists that get all these grants for the wrong reasons to keep themselves in profile. Hey, I put my hand up. I wanted to be a marine biologist when I grew up. That was a question we had before. And now I'm thinking back, it was because it interacted with what I learned on the farm and watching everything move and grow in the ecosystem and how it all flourished between flood time, drought time, winter time, summertime. And it was like, well, I want to go in a little bit deeper, but I didn't go because I didn't want to go to SeaWorld feeding dolphins. You know, then they had CSIRO and AIMS and all that, and they all started having these institutions, and it wasn't until they realised if they made enough noise about something was disappearing, the government eventually had to give them money.
Yeah.
And that's how they created themselves, and now they still manipulate the situation. Yeah, I'll probably get shot down by people saying, oh, that's bullshit, but
No, it's
money
there.
talks.
It's there, plain and simple.
And the thing is, if we can get line fishing up and running, it's a sideline. And it'd be great to have that next level like Chris Bolton's doing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, there is a level. He's set up. He's in that position that he can do it, and others should follow if they can do it. And then there's other people in the rec sector that may be able to go and get permits and introduce themselves into that line of work, maybe as a sideline, because a lot of it is sideline. You know, maybe I'll do it. Don't know. But at the end of the day, we still need to feed people.
100%. Yeah.
And it's not about fish numbers. This is the whole thing. Everyone keeps going, oh, yeah, the fish. It's got nothing to do with the fish stocks. It's a political agenda about the dugong, the sawfish, and the turtles. And then they bring the reef in to say, oh, we've got to stop netting the reef. The reef's 40-odd mile away. It's all about an agenda. And if we don't stick together and start pushing and shoving a little bit, maybe we can get our 22 permits back in the system that have so many restrictions and Big Brother looking over them all the time. You know.
Or there's a median in there, you know, working in areas that aren't high built.
What's high built?
Oh, you know, Cairns, Townsville, Mackay.
Yeah, but Cairns is net free. You can't do nothing
but
there.
that's
Rockhampton,
just one step,
Fitzroy's, they're net free already.
And I understand that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that just keeps the recreational sector down. You don't find the recreational sector at Princess Charlotte Bay. Very small numbers. So, you know, to have a tack of 5 tonne to be line caught out of Princess Charlotte's pretty stupid. If overall there's 200, I'm unsure about the numbers, say there's 200 tonne of barra needed to be caught on the East Coast to fulfil what you're saying, why is only 5 in a non-recreational area? Why wouldn't you be saying 50 out of there?
You tell me. Common sense?
Dunno. And then the question becomes with the guys like Chris Bolton, you know, leading the way and doing what he does, is it possible with his numbers to take 50 tonne out of Princess Charlotte and for those barra to be sustainable the next year? So these are all the questions that need to be asked, not,
but
not the argument of who's better
sustainable.
or who's doing this or...
With the opening, there's all the Cairns fleet up there. All the charter boys all park in there and they fish the runoff, yeah?
But they can only take 5 fish per person.
And that's, that's
So,
right.
so in that case, you're looking at the tourist dollar instead of Chris's dollar.
That's right.
But if you multiply Chris's 5 tonne allowance up there, or, you know, I think it's a total allowance, not just Chris's, it's anyone who fishes up there.
Yep.
If you multiply that by 10, is that actually producing more tax and benefit for the government than those charter operators?
Yeah, but the charter operators only look at now the weather. Where's all their tourists? Soon as your hype of, you know, all these so be weather forecasters that come out, and then the media come out and they tell us we're going to get 2 metres of water, it's doom and gloom. Everybody's just bolted from the whole system, right? And they say we need to rely on tourism. Did you go up when there was COVID to Cairns? It was like watching a movie, you know, you wait for fucking zombies to come out. It was that eerie.
Yeah.
And when you build everything around a tourist industry and there's nothing there, it's all right if you want to have a break and say, I'm not going fishing for 3 months because the weather's shit.
But the communities can't live on that. The communities live on local, even the mines out west, they still got to come and buy from the coast. So they support. So all these industries along the coast, and it doesn't matter if there's an electrician or a plumber or the minings or whatever, they don't rely on the tourist industry, but they feed the communities on the east coast. All the people in the city want to go and enjoy outside. They go for their drive on the weekend, they go to the farm gate, they get a piece of cheese, 2 eggs and probably a lamb chop, and they come back and they feel good and they go back to work and they're on their 250 grand salary. We're on the coast.
But that's what I'm alluding to, though. Like, is it better not having the tourist dollar? How many charters actually operate up there?
Why can't we have both?
Well, that's based on the charter operation. A decent enough operation can move wherever. There's no difference in fishing Princess Charlotte to fishing the Burdekin if you're decent enough and good enough to do it.
Yeah, but we have Bondi.
You know.
We have assassination down there of people happening, and now there's a travel, the travel warning on Australia from 3 major companies that supply tourists to us. Like,
oh yeah, but those fishing charters aren't based on that. You know, from my point of view, running a fishing charter, we're not worried about an Italian tourist. We're not worried about, the actual tourist dollar. We have already got our clientele, and we're going. Say we choose to go to Princess Charlotte, we're going there. We're going there to do that week of charters and catch what we catch, and mostly catch and release. So, but is the money made from that charter any better for the government than what a 50-ton tack would be in that area?
Yeah, but that 50 tonnes feeding Australia.
Well, that's what I mean.
It's feeding
I'm
restaurants.
actually saying it's a positive to actually take 50 tonne from there and not anywhere else.
Wow.
Like we need to manage each area to suit both the recreational need of it and the commercial side. So I'm with you guys in the understanding that, we can't just drop 200 tonne of protein and expect to find it somewhere else. We don't make chickens like that.
Yeah, but why can't we? All right, you say built-up area. Say, for instance, high population area, Cairns, Townsville, Mackay.
Yep.
And you said, we got an area, just like going to Weipa or Karumba. There's an ethic up there where there's no netting around that area, right? And the pros respect that, and they go out away. So the tourist industry can come there, or to towns or whatever, and that's fine. You let another industry like charters, like Eddie and all them, freely move around in certain circumferences, and they want to break that area, so be it. But they got the security that it's feeding. But then what do you get? Oh, it's like Hinchinbrook. Hinchinbrook is its own Jurassic Park. It's a world of its own place. But yet, you get some of these people say, oh, yeah, but the net's on the outside. It's like the fish on the inside are pushing out. And then bigger fish that are coming in and breeding, no one should be touching on. No one should be... If there's no nets, there should be no barra closure. That should be all avoid, gone. It should be open because everyone's fishing it anyway.
Yep.
Everyone's out there fishing every weekend chasing pink-eye bream.
Yep.
But on the food side of things, if we can have the balance of both people, and like we said, close an area around Townsville, but open up all the beaches again, north of it, out of everyone's way, and let the commercial have a place to go and fish. But it's not about fish stocks. All this closure is about 3 items. It's an agenda. And if it's only them 3 items, well, then we're vulnerable too as recreational or fishing guides or whatever, because their agenda is not about fish stocks. It's all about the protected species. And it's an overseas agenda putting pressure on our government to protect that area. And the farmers could be next, and they are. Nitrogen levels, water runoff, all this sort of stuff. It's not only us on the water, and it's all common sense. We're listening. Our problem is our federal listening to overseas, and we might be lucky that David Christofouli will turn around and say, just like the gun lobby, and say, no, that's not what Queensland needs. That's what he could say. And say, hey, we got the best of four worlds. Let's make it all happen and make it better. We want the tourists to come up here because you know what? We're the state of fishing. And you know what? The people down south, we're going to give you fish because we can supply it. And we're going to stop all these fucking foreign boats coming into our waters and stealing our fish. If they were so concerned about our fish stock, they'd be up there patrolling our borders. But they haven't got time to scratch themselves. You don't even see the fisheries.
Well, I can't remember the last time I saw the fisheries on the water.
Oh, I've seen a few.
Yeah,
It just
but look
depends
at
how
the-
much you're on water.
Yeah, but look at the water time you do. And I agree. If you've got a practice that works, it's working for the right reasons. Our numbers are being dropped. We've taken out the people that don't want to fish anymore or weren't legit to be in that position to hold that license.
I think that's the biggest thing from a recreational point of view was you needed one bad egg there every 10 and it just, the spotlight comes on that person or that's how the industry is. So we all know that there was some netters and it's funny enough that some of those netters are actually still in the industry with an NX license where, I've seen them in areas they're not allowed to, doing the dodge. They've driven in there from land or, not gone in the boat. However, it just taints that whole industry. And now everyone's trying to get on the bandwagon and say that they're gone, and that's fine because all the cameras and the data and everything is restricting that completely. But I think from a recreational point of view, can't forget about the past, and there were some dodgy shit going on.
Yeah, and that's 100%.
And that's dodgy in the fact that
and-
that was wiping populations.
And that's 100%. But then you can spin that around on the other side, and then when the mackerel season's on, the same wreck boat's out there day in, day out, catching fish, and he's sitting around following the boats, and the boats are there for 6 hours, and there's the same boat there for 6 hours, and he's taken over the limit. And the point is, then you get the commercial come in, and I hear the stories where it's like, oh, far out, that boat's out again, and I seen him put 20 in the boat.
Yeah, and I understand
Who's
that.
watching them? So on both sides, we all got to put our hand up and say, yeah, we have issues. We got problems.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's deal with it, right? But the point is, if I say something, it's like, oh, it's for the pros. Well,
I think we got to get to a stage where
but
we're
if
all
someone-
forgetting that. We need to forget
you
that.
got to let that all go. But the
Exactly.
point is, yous have got to let it go too. It's the same like us. We're trying, and that's what Beck's trying to do, is get this. And she's in a position where she's new and she's learning. And maybe that's what's going to save a section by listening to more people on a broader spectrum and getting a better idea from common sense sides instead of having an opinion. Like,
Because she's not on one side.
she's not on one side, and it's like having someone come in and sort out all our hatred in Australia right now. Someone that doesn't have to listen to anyone. Someone that comes in with common sense and see what's right and wrong. Like growing up, it was either you got a belt in the ear because you done something wrong, and you were supposed to be seen and not heard until spoken to. Where now everyone's got an opinion, everyone gets on everyone just hierarchs themselves in a way that it's not polite.
Social media.
Well, and
Yeah, it does.
social media is good, but the point is it gets magnified and twisted. Like now,
I know that's what he's saying is
how-
you build a profile bigger than what your own shoes are on social
you
media.
don't even know it's true anymore with AI.
That's right,
Yeah,
yeah.
I scrutinise, Adam's videos sometimes. It could be all AI, It could be.
Always has been. I was just ahead of the game with AI. Fucking 20 years ago, I was still AI on videos, mate.
But yeah, no, you're right. I just think we need to protect all of us.
I think it needs to be
We
looked
need to-
at as a whole. So I think we need to look at it and go, there's our tonnage of fish we need to keep everything sustainable, to keep everyone fed.
Yep.
Let's have a look at how we can get that
Yep.
the most sustainable way,
Yep.
where everyone's getting a piece of the pie.
Yep.
Not this whole like if we go down the path of the netting, are you going to end up with someone who's slightly better, slightly more experienced, and someone new can't come into the industry because that person is just wiping the TAC out prior to that person? You know what I mean? Say I wanted to become a professional pro netter. Obviously, I'm not going to be as good as someone been doing it for 30 years.
Oh, 100%.
100%, exactly. So if we've got an area that's got a low tack on it, and someone who's fished that area for 30 years can come in and go bang, 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 take that in the first month or two, but I want to just fish transitionally throughout the year, now we're stopping anyone else coming into the industry.
Yeah, but they nominated the people that were active.
Yes.
They didn't give it to Joe Blaine.
No, that's right.
Like I've got Michael up north.
Yeah, and I understand that.
And he works every week. If it's 1 day, it's 2 days, or it's 3 days, depends on what it is. But he's consistent every week, and that's why I've been grateful enough to have that privilege of having us having access to some of his fish.
Oh, yeah. You know,
Right?
I understand.
But
all
he's
that.
active, and there's a lot of them. Rennie's the same. They're active. Active people in the system. The Greens. You know, there's boys north and south of us that are active, and they got the permit because they showed activity. They showed they had no penalties against them. They had no scrutinies or anything. They work with fisheries. They've done everything right. They're doing the right thing. And they're starting to put themselves, as in some keep out of people's views, others try and educate. There's a lot of positives to it, but I still think we all got the same enemy as a whole,
Yes, and that's why I'm saying we need to put it all as one
Yes.
and work out how we do it.
because the lower section of politics are making the wrong decisions, and it's all the wrong decisions to us as a whole. There's some coming in and making right decisions, and we're moving forward steady but we've got a time frame where we're going to stop, and they've got nothing to replace it for the wrong reasons. And if they do the wrong reasons for us, what are the wrong reasons we're going to do for us as Rex? Yeah, it's a nanny guy, Spanish mackerel, nanny guy, and then what? Then we've got to start doing data because we've got no commercial, because they need information. The only way the government survives these departments is by having information. What's the first thing they look for? Data. They're all looking for data. Without data, they haven't got a job. Right? That's why there's so many departments, because they keep passing not. I totally agree. We all got to come together because we all got the same enemy.
Yep.
And everyone wants the same result.
Yep.
I want to be able to go fishing with my son or whatever, or I want to go fishing myself, a couple of mates, and go and enjoy it. I don't want to be restricted. Our biggest restriction was the barra closure. And if they're going to take everything else away, they should be opening it up.
Well, now you've got mackerel closures. Now you've got, quota pricing on mackerel. Pushing the price up that far. So you've gone from one restriction to too many others, and that's what most people don't understand. When Spanish mackerel gets too expensive, that's $5. When Spanish
$5
mackerel
for me,
gets, so
it's all
you've
about
suddenly
me.
got two
10.
species, which are your main two species.
$35 for the burgers, boys.
So, is that all they are? That's
Well,
cheap.
I had to
They were
put
bloody good.
$10 on. But anyway,
They were bloody good.
I'm still.
But
wearing
yeah,
half of the
and this is what I'm saying, is that most people don't understand, and that's why I like this conversation that we have. Most people don't understand the strain that gets put on a wholesaler or a fishmonger, because you will have restricted times throughout the year, but you've still got people wanting to buy that product. So you've got to store it, which then comes at extra price, storing it for longer amounts of time. And you've got to make sure you do sell it. It all costs money, and that's what they don't understand.
If it comes in gradually, you don't have to store your buy as you need. But when you get seasonal, it's same like prawns.
Yeah.
Yeah, the banana season, the bananas finish in April. And you got to hold them to Christmas unless they get a late stock out of cans on the north side. We get it at times. It depends. But, the first impact we had as an industry was green zones. And they promised they were going to rotate them, and they never did.
Yeah.
They've been breaking promises from day dot, and it's all right. Yeah.
A bit slow there, Matty.
Yeah, come
But yeah,
on,
good
Matty.
work, mate. Fucking one,
Come on.
one job.
Try-
You haven't said a word for the last half hour,
Yeah,
and you couldn't even
can't-
open the
can't
door
even
for an
help
old
that
lady.
poor lady.
Didn't see
Yeah.
it.
Oh, it's all right. I should have dived and opened the door like I normally do as a typical Australian wog. But anyway, hey, it's all
Italian
good.
soccer player taking dives.
Oh. Yeah, I know the dive. But anyway.
2006 World Cup.
So going on to fishing, like fish as a product, like, you know, everything's advertised these days as, you know, like something like Chris Bolton's product compared to a standard netting product. How much better is it? You know, what I mean, let's look at
Yeah.
days of storage. Does that change with line caught Ikejime spike bled fish to a net caught? That
well,
has
Chris is a
been-
bit different. He's holding it live.
Yes.
So if something does die
Yeah.
and it ends up in an esky,
Yeah.
that comes to me, it's...
That's equivalent to net caught.
No,
It's died
I-
prior.
no, yeah, but hang on. I'll disagree because what happens is, yeah, you got a line caught product, no worries. It's caught, handled, stress free-ish, right? Because it's fighting for its life still, right? But it's in our brine, spiked, gill cut, in a brine, shut down
That's if it's done
correctly.
before dying, obviously.
Yes.
Yes,
But
yes.
then-
So what
but-
you're saying is
but-
anything that's died in the tank just goes to fillets. You can answer this. We can.
Hello? You on your way back?
Just a slight insight into Wild Locals.
Oh yes.
Yeah, right. Give me a buzz, eh?
He's only had
I'm just doing a
47 phone
podcast.
calls so
Oh,
far.
mate, it's
Give me
crazy.
10 minutes head start. Give me 10 minutes. Do me a Tabana and I'll get ready to bring across. All right?
We will be cutting this short.
By the sounds of it.
All right. Yeah, well, let me know. Give me 5 minutes when you're coming. Ciao.
So how long have you got?
So yeah, so let's go back. A fish that has been brain spiked, like caught, thrown over the side, like myself, when we go for a wreck fish, brain spiked, bled, straight into ice slurry.
A1.
A1, yep. So what is A1 compared to a net caught fish that has died in the net, been pulled out?
All right, hang on. So what happens is with the new NX license, it's 20 minutes touch around. So they got 20 minutes in between checks. So what happens is that fish is alive.
Yeah, there's been a few
yeah,
videos
yeah,
on social media
yeah,
lately
yeah.
of so line fishermen pulling fish out of the net.
Yeah.
You could argue whether
Alright.
that fish is alive or not, but
all right,
obviously it's
well,
fucking as
hang
close
on. So
to dead as you can
what's the
get.
difference if you're getting someone catching fish and throwing on the deck of the boat?
So line caught
Right.
A1 compared to a death in a net and then put in the
Yeah, but
brine.
let's go to perfect scenario. So
Yep.
if you're on the East Coast and our NX boys
Yep.
are handling the nets
Yep.
and they're working them in 20 minutes of 3, there's a very good chance that fish is alive every time they touch it.
Yep.
All right, unless they miss one on the bottom line when they're going through, and it's rare. Just depends on your current, wind, all this sort of stuff. Because they got to work from one side,
Yep.
they're not allowed to be flexible. All right,
yep,
because they got a
understand that.
camera to watch them when they fart, sneeze, and breathe.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, that fish in a net is pulled out. What I get off Chris, what I get off Michael or my other NX, they're Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
They're really, if you put them side by side. If you turn around and you go to someone where the fish is in the net for a longer period of time, yes, it's a different fish.
Yeah.
It still looks spicky. To the normal eye, you won't pick it, right? For us as processors, you can pick. And you can pick fish that's in brines, that's been hit. You know, you could get a new dory decky, mistreating the fish.
Yep.
And you see the bruises, all that sort of stuff. You see hot spots on light reds if they haven't got enough brine, or you know, even Spanish mackerel. They come in, they're smoky. They've been hot, You know, there's it all looks good on the outside, but once you take the makeup off, it's ugly underneath.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the few people, like other places, where they buy the fish, they open the fish, they process the fish, they got it in a display, and we know exactly how the fisherman operates, 110%. Right? He can have 10 tonne of ice on top. If he puts that on at the last minute before he comes home, that fish is hot. It's like a dory boat catching live trout and having no ice on board in an esky. The product quality is down.
Yeah.
So when you get line caught and you're handling, and like Chris goes for duration, and he's got live tanks, so he's got a premium product. If I got someone that goes a reef for 3 or 4 days, the product's different from overnight or day tripper. Yeah, you got to put apples with apples.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Is
like Chris
this is
has
just
got,
an insight.
And Chris, I've been buying fish off Chris for most of the shop's life, and he is so particular. It took me so long to convince him that I can use that fish, because if it had a scar wrong, or this was wrong, or he thought it was bruised, I'm eating that. And it's like, Chris, there's nothing wrong with the fish. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just how particular he is.
And it's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah,
what you want in the
definitely, yeah.
industry. But then you get someone like going into line fishing and all that sort of stuff now. If he's catching that fish and putting it into an esky with the next bite, yes, you got a quality of fish. But the market, there's only so much market that'll pay the high end.
Yes.
Because that's the whole idea. When we had volume, we had control of pricing, and there was volume. We needed to shift it. It was worth so much, and the common person could afford to buy. And it's like everything. You go and buy T-bone steak now. You know,
Well, this is the same argument that I've had with a couple of people. It's like, well, if you can't afford a ribeye, you are going to buy a budget steak. So there's going to have to be a time in the market, which is unfortunate, but consumers are going to have to go, I can't afford barramundi, I'll have to afford queenfish. There has to be that. There is that in every other industry and every other protein at times.
100%.
So that's, yeah. But what I'm trying to ask is,
but they
is
want
what's the
queenfish
difference?
for coral. They want coral
coral
trout for
trout, yeah.
queenfish price.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and
yeah,
that's
so
how it
what
is.
you're saying
But what I'm
is-
asking is, like, do they have a difference in shelf life? Do they?
Yes, 100%.
So that just for the people at home that don't have any idea on how fish is stored, how you would work it from the last physical day you could sell it from the first day.
Yes.
What's the difference in a line caught, spike bled straight away compared to a net caught fish that turns up on your doorstep? You've got your A grade netters, I understand that. You've also got your B grade netters that don't give a shit and they're doing high volume, and they probably ring you when they've got overflow. That would happen. So let's look at their overflow that you get. What is the difference in days and quality?
Going back, you'd find difference. But this day and age, there's no volume. We haven't got that issue. And if I got too much, if I get X amount of fish here that I think I need to move, I just ring one of the other shops and they grab it straight away. Because we just haven't got that volume anymore. This is the part everyone can't seem to understand. We haven't got the volume. We just can't ring up down the road and say, hey, you got some spare barrel? Yeah, no worries, I'll send you 100 kilos. I've got another load coming in tomorrow. Yeah. Or you got any coral trout, red throat? Yeah, no, we've got another boat coming in 2 days' time. I'll give you 100 kilos. That doesn't happen anymore. It's like, have you got any fish? Oh, yeah, but I'm trying to keep it for myself. So what we're doing is trying to extend what we have for longer periods of time. Yeah. Instead of filling up the display and bombing everyone and cutting it all and freezing it down and whatever, we're trying to consistently hold fresh fish. So you're always looking for the quality side of things. And everyone's always got the best fish. But you only know that when you put a knife in it. And like what you're saying, if you go back 10 years ago when we had the volumes, or 15 years ago, yes, there was a big difference. And you wouldn't touch certain people's stuff because you knew they were sleeping in the boat.
Well, you still get certain amounts of that with golf court barra and stuff like that. You know, you see it. I see it as a consumer in certain areas.
But we don't
and
buy
you look
it.
at the fillet.
We don't buy it.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change anything from a Townsville store buying it. So for me,
100%.
I'm just saying. So what is the difference in non-freezable product 7 days compared to
Depends on species.
Well, say barramundi.
So on barra, if it's got any freshwater tint through it, like it's come out, like this is the thing with the Gulf, if they're fishing halfway lines and you got fresh fish coming out and salt going up, right? The salt water to the freshwater breed, two different fish. So one will last longer than the other.
Yeah.
Depends on how his operation's set up, and you find that out if you're buying stock. There's some people years ago you wouldn't even touch because they'd taken shortcuts just to survive. You know?
Yeah.
So they were taking the risk to try and save $1 because they're operational, whatever, and they're probably gone out of the system.
For them, it's all about volume.
But there's
and
a
understand
lot of great fishermen in the Gulf that do a lot of respect. Yeah, and that's what's happening is the ones that couldn't make $1 fall out of place. The one that had people that were paying for the quality and they take the extra time or extra machinery on the boat, as in brines and the freezer that it would actually pull down in 1 2 hour blocks, you know, like the blast freezer, everything. Like a lot of these people invest big volumes of money to bring out a product. Just like you buying boats and having the right gear to take your clients out that they feel safe. You know, it hasn't got some busted after real. You got all conquest and you got all this sort of, you understand from what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's a lot of people out there that don't. And that's why once you start getting the line caught fish into place, then the netters start getting their nose out of joint and saying, well, there's nothing wrong with my product. I'm checking that product every 20 minutes. And 110%. The product, I get blue salmon off some of my boys that you think it was caught by line. That's how pristine it is and how well looked after. You can see the king salmon that you get to eat or whatever. It's all pristine. The fellas take so much pride in what they do, and they're the people we need in the industry.
Yeah.
And they're the people we have in the industry.
But to keep those people, education needs to happen. So, and hence the question for people at home that are going to pay for the higher end of barra, are they going to be able to purchase it the day after you fillet it, 2 days after it's been caught? What shelf life does it have before they have to freeze it? So when the cost is, $50, $60 a kilo for a barra fillet, which people just go, oh, fuck, couldn't pay that.
Well, they're doing it now.
Yeah.
Hang on. They're
But
doing
what I'm
it
saying
now.
is why are they paying that? Because it is a far superior product. It's quality. There isn't that fat and the blood through it. Death didn't occur prior to put in the ice slurry. It's almost instant chucked in the ice slurry. It's well looked after. Do they get 21 days of having it in their fridge? Do they get 10 days? Do they get 5 days?
Doesn't change because once it leaves my shop, I've got no control. Once it's out of my control.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. In your control.
And I work. Once you take that fish off the frame, it starts breaking down.
Yes.
So while that fish is out, and the only fish that we actually gut and gill is barramundi. Because of the stomach setup, it breaks down so fast. Shark's another one. But all your reef fish and all that, it's all just gilled and spiked.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't break down.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the quality side, it's like Black Angus, right? You get a cheaper version of Black Angus, you get a high-end Black Angus, but the thing is, with the fish, they're paying for that extra level because of the extra cost.
Yes.
And if it's coming from someone that has status, you're paying for his status. But then people are sending it to their high-end restaurants. It doesn't matter which fisherman. Every fisherman has a high-end market, and once they fill that market, then they have their local supply. And a lot of fellas don't even supply local. It all goes south. There's lots of fishermen along the east coast that the fish goes south because they get the high-end dollar. And that's where the public's missing out.
Yep.
Because the southern markets now, even like Sydney, they're all changing their platforms. A lot of them buyers, they're going direct. So a lot of our stuff, even though we're going to have fishermen up here, a lot of that stuff's going to go south because they're looking for the dollar.
Yeah, everyone's going to make money.
It's
And
just
you gotta
like
understand that.
Matty going out to the mines. He's
100%.
going out there not because he loves it. He's going out there because of the money. And
Or he
no-
could
and-
work week on and week off in Townsville and earn 40 grand a year.
Yeah, but the point
You
is
know,
out
like,
there,
that's
they don't
the-
know if
that's
he's
the whole
working or
idea.
not.
No, that's right.
I ain't getting out of bed.
He just hides.
He doesn't even get out of
He
bed.
just
See?
hides.
But I mean, I know a pro crabber in the Burdick, and all his stuff goes to Brisbane.
Yeah.
It doesn't even
Yeah.
go local.
A lot of them won't even deal local
Won't even
because
contemplate.
they won't even waste their oxygen. They'll just box it, send it, and they get whatever they get. They won't even feed the local market because it's too vulnerable and skeptical. And
Well, I was talking to my mate that owns that Vietnamese restaurant I was telling you about. As soon as I told him what I was paying for a crab off old mate local, he's just like, I could fucking send someone driving up every second day just for the price they're paying in Brisbane for some crabs. He reckons he'd
Yeah,
happily-
but hang on, back up a bit. It's like you going to the mines and someone on the East Coast. Same thing. But remember what they do down there? What's his rent per square metre?
Yep.
What's his wages? And then he's got volume of people, so his sales are up.
Yep.
But I love how everyone goes, oh, but in Brisbane they're getting paid that much. But if you go and buy a house down there, it's $1 million.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying I can understand why they're looking for the cheapest, you know, like
Well, they're not looking for the cheaper because what happens is they're trying to get the middleman. But what happens, even though that restaurant can't buy off that crabber when he's catching 200 crabs a week.
yeah.
He can buy when he's getting 20 crabs a week.
Yep.
But that's why he pays the higher price because he buys what he wants.
Yep.
So he needs to pay the price.
Yep.
It's like buying steel. If you want to go and buy a foot of fucking flat steel, you pay $12 a foot. If you want to buy 2 ton of it, it's $3.50. And this is the thing everyone forgets. They want to put apples with pears. Put apples with apples and bring common sense into it. If you want to buy a fish, and the worst thing about what's happening today is all the imported stuff's going up. And they're making more money than the local person.
Yeah.
110%. And all the importers are loving it because they're still buying it at $1.50. But now instead of selling it for $5, they're going to sell it for $10. And this is the stupidity of the way the whole system thinks. It's better. I'm better off going into importing and making more money.
He could be the Bassett King of
I
Australia.
could be I could be anything, mate. I could be bringing in
the
all the crap.
Mekong River
Hey,
catfish.
but I'm just saying.
King.
It's given them the opportunity to make more money out of crap
Yeah, you're dead right.
instead of enjoying and indulging in a local, fresh product caught sustainably.
But that's where I'm going with
scrutinised.
the
You imagine every
questions.
time you go for a leak on your boat with your clients and you got a camera facing at you and going,
No, that'd be right.
what
I
are we
never
going to
worried.
do?
Never
We
fazed
can't
me.
zoom up high enough. What's going on?
He pulled his ass out a couple of weeks ago while we were getting a photo.
Don't
of
worry.
the
If I
meeting.
Look
got
like the Grand
If I
Canyon.
got a camera, if I got to put a camera on my boat, I'll be rubbing it on the tip of it. So that's
Yeah.
fine. We'll do what we can
But
do.
you imagine being-
It's not long enough to reach.
Yeah, but you-
I'd have to go right up close.
But you imagine you had Sue on the boat?
yeah, well,
and you
that'd
got
be
a
even
camera,
worse.
it'd
That'd
be
be even
like-
Wouldn't
worse.
be getting rubbed on the camera.
That'd be a bit like Brittany's podcast.
Don't even
Stop it.
But no, but my form of questioning was just so that people at home can get that understanding and education on why that product is going up. And there's different levels of that product. And sometimes that can be in the same shop. You know, you're not going to sell Golf Court Barra, so you're never going to get a $26 a kilo price. So when someone comes to Wild Local and sees that in the shop front for whatever price it is, it's because it is a higher end product than some of the shit that they have seen in other fishmonger areas.
Yeah, but I got to market that. And I'm just lucky. I don't understand how the bigger fellas operate
No.
under the current situation because they're restricted. So what happens is they got to grab what they can consistently. Me being a small shop, I can
You got to manage it all the way through the whole year.
Yeah, but I can bounce around obstacles when you're a big operation.
It's just volume.
And they need volumes of fish. That's what the cage out of Darwin does. That's what the cage out of WA fills in.
Yep.
That's what net caught Spanish mackerel imported fills in the gaps. And the point is, it's only when you got to pay more for that product, which is lower value, that's when you're being ripped off.
Yes. Yes, that's
But,
right.
but there's people that are restricted by that, and that's how they govern. Like, we got a strong reputation for quality. You're always going to have someone jump up and down, but on the big ballpark figure, apart from keyboard warriors, we have a good reputation on quality of product.
No, but you can see that in the shop when you walk around.
Yeah, and I've had to have thoughts about what am I going to do, and it's like, no, you just can't. Well, we don't put frozen fish in the window. It's if we haven't got it fresh, it's not in the window.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Yeah, but that's what sets you apart. It's no different to a charter. You know, like I can go down the path of I'll just chuck any skipper on and make a tourist charter. It's a similar sort of argument. Why would you make your business go downhill to that point? Yeah, there's still money in it taking tourists who've got no idea how to fish. But pride-wise, you want the best product, so you want to give the best physical product you can.
That's the only reason I talk to you.
But the one thing is that the consumer needs educating on what the product is as well. That's the big thing. The amount of people I see that just go, oh, Barra tastes like shit, and you know the last 5 times I've had it, it's almost a black fillet, and it's like, well, you purchased that knowing that it looked like shit. Like if a Barra looks like that, you shouldn't be buying it out of the fucking shelf.
Well, that's why I went fish and chips, because the thing is, I've got certain time frame for my product in the window, and then I can cut it and put it straight through fish and chips the next day.
Yep.
So I've got consistent.
Yeah, your wastage is
turnaround.
low.
Oh, I've utilised that. I can turn around, and if I got a fisherman goes, oh, I'm bringing in 200 kilos of fish, I go blah blah blah, and I go, no problem, because I can utilise it anyway. I can put as fish of the day. I can do anything.
Yeah.
Being a small enough business with a big profile, I can handle all that sort of stuff. I didn't take on trawlers because of the simple fact I can't handle the volume.
Yeah.
I just want to buy what I want to buy, but I pay for it. Yeah, people go, oh, if I buy a box of prawns, do I get a discount? No, you don't, because I buy a pallet and I don't get a discount. If I buy 10 pallets, I might get a discount.
But this is where you're individually educating each person that comes to your door. Do you think there needs to be more in that educational side as a whole
100%.
before they come in the door?
100%.
And that's where I'm getting to with asking you about how quality is different.
Yeah, but it's trusting the person you're dealing with.
Yes, well, unfortunately, in certain areas, you
Yeah,
can't.
I understand that, but the point is, if someone comes in and they can't, if they're not sure what they want in the shop, they want me, or they want bag,
Yeah.
and then you go through a process. What do you want to do? When it's like someone comes in, they go, "Oh, I want 3 dozen fresh oysters." My first question is, when are you eating them? It's Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, on Saturday we got a party, and you're buying them now. No, you can't. Some other place might say, yeah, I'll get a sale,
Yeah, who
buy them.
cares?
I
Sell it,
don't
yeah.
care. But I'm going, no. Why don't you come in Saturday morning and pick them up fresh? I didn't think of that. I'm going to be in town.
Because if they get sick off them, they'll remember that and never come back.
100%, you never get them back. That's exactly what he's going
And
down
then
the path of.
word of mouth keeps flowing.
Yeah.
And yeah, oysters are a funny creature. You can open up 200 bags and you get one oyster. They want you to replace the tray. But it's not the tray, it's one oyster.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the quality side of it is up to me to market it. If I get Chris Bolton's fishing, I've done it before. But the point is, people come in now, oh, coral trout's going to be spicker. And if there's a problem, it's not me. It's the system's failed somewhere.
Yeah.
And I've got to find where the failure is, and I can fix it up.
But how much easier would it be for people like yourself if there was education from the government side, from fisheries side, as to why this is what it is?
Well, fishery
know
would have
what I
done
mean?
it if they would have turned around. Now they got imported and local, but they need to split it again.
Yes.
They need to go farm to wild, but they don't want to do that. You know why? Because they support farming.
Yes. Yeah. And I understand it, and I have no problem with supporting farming, but
And
I
I-
don't want to. So I should be able to, without having to physically have any understanding of what that prawn looks like, whether it looks like a prawn fish,
Yep.
a farm prawn, because you can see it.
Yep.
If I was uneducated,
you can
in it-
see it, but a lot of people.
Yes, yes. but that's what I'm saying, is
I've
they
got a
should be able to
salt-
have that understanding.
I've got a saltwater Australian prawn, and they go, unbelievable. And my brother was, he's going, oh, you know what? I bought these prawns, and I'm going, they're farm. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
And but they got a place. Like this year, we had.
And that's the thing.
We had a big shortfall
everything has
of
its place.
prawns, and they went bonkers of farms, and they filled up the gap. And but it's to people that don't know.
Yes.
But people need to have the option. They need, if they're going to say imported and wild, imported and local, it should be split again to say, hey, this is wild, that's farmed. This is line caught, that's caged.
Yeah.
There needs to be a broken down, but the government's scared because they support agriculture so much because they want to change the agenda because of what's inside the system. They don't want to play with it. That's what I'm saying. The government's taking privileges. Oh, look, line caught is another option. No worries. I still reckon the nets should still have a place because the line caught, if it's the only one to succeed, I think fish will be in a place where it'll be a limited resource
Yeah.
with limited outcome for limited.
Well, especially if they pick people like Matty to actually catch them.
Poor Matty, he hasn't had he can't get a word.
you know what I
He
mean?
can't
Like-
believe it. It's like
No, he's just
I'm
chilling
here
watching
just to
you.
listen.
Yeah, he's just here to listen. But you know what I mean? Like, if you have the right people, then you're going to get a higher, a higher volume of product. Whether that can cover it, no one's going to know. And at the
But we
moment,
will know.
at the moment, it's a no. And that's everywhere. Where we all understand that you can't just flick a switch.
but options will change.
Yes.
Options will change.
Yeah.
And we both agree on that. So the thing is, that's why it's easy going fishing. We always agree on disagree. So,
Yeah.
and no punch ups. That's even better.
Yeah, well, you just.
your
I
head's
just
too
sometimes I've got no idea. Sometimes you got no idea. Sometimes you're just an arrogant old cunt. Sometimes I'm an
Yeah,
arrogant
but
younger cunt.
we both listen.
Yeah, well, that's the best part about our relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't slept with you yet, but you know, we listen to each
I'm
other
too
on the
tired.
same level. And I know, me too.
Too tight. Leave me alone.
We cuddle,
Got a fucking
snuggle
head.
when it gets cold and it starts raining.
Oh,
but
especially when it's raining and you forget your raincoat, you drip. I can't believe how much shit he forgets, eh? He leaves everything in the back of the ute. I'm going to do a checklist. You know, I was sitting out there, I was actually getting a bit warm inside my raincoat. It was so...
I was going to slip in.
There wasn't enough room, you big puff.
I would have made room. I would have split it.
Poor Jake.
No, but that's the best part about our conversations is, no one's right and wrong. We have both opinions. We both listen to it and we work, try and work forward. And I think that's what the industry needs. Education and more people talking honestly like we do. So, rather than just having your opinion and that's how it's going to be, you're an idiot if that's the way you think.
Oh, you can't.
So, and too many people think that way.
Yeah, but you can't be in business if you think narrow-minded.
But that's the problem with the recreational sector is that they're not in business. Most of these people aren't in business and never
They're
have
not
been
even
in
at
business,
work,
but
some.
they're trying to make rules for everyone. So, and like I said before, I'll probably get shot down just for being honest, but
It's okay.
it is what it is.
I'll catch you.
I love it.
All right, so when's the
Cool.
next fishing trip?
Barra season Sunday? What am I, Monday?
Sounds good.
Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Maddie's like, oh, I'll get an invite to this one. Yeah. We'll need someone to neck the fish. Oh, no, that's Dom.
I got the knife. It's all right. We can keep them this week.
Yeah,
Cool. I'll have to up my profile.
nice.
Stop taking photos with Adam's fish.
Oh, he had the, and you know what?
I believe
What?
I took the photo.
Yeah.
What happens on the water stays on the water.
Have you heard the new one? So we
I,
had to change that.
oh, did you?
Yeah, so we've got Eva and Sue.
Yeah, I heard in the background.
What
there
happens
was
on the
some
water stays on the water.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's like classic.
Hey, and
Oh, here we
you
go.
need, you
Why are
need
you pointing your
hang
finger
The
at it,
point.
mate?
Hang on,
The
there,
finger pointer.
There, all right.
Oh, elbow pointer.
So what happens is, you got to tell the truth. Don't be a normal media hype up little fat bozo.
What am I not telling the truth
because
about?
he had the fish, and he said, "Why don't you hold the fish up and I'll take a photo?" And I said, "I don't hold other people." And he said, "Oh, I need it for the album. I don't want to be in it because then it looks like I'm showing myself off."
It's
I don't
it's,
remember
it's
that
so much
conversation.
better for the business if I just catch the fish and anyone who's
And
with me
anybody
holds
else
it up
holds
for
the
photos.
fish up.
And then
What
they
is
look
the
at his
point?
photo and they're like, look at this cute old man.
But what is the point in me holding up 1,000 bar a year for photos? What do we get out of that?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
That's it.
So yeah.
So
yeah.
what we're going to
So
do
I take
is
people like
Monday-
yourselves who can't fucking
Monday-
catch them.
Monday, I can stand there with the rod, and you can hold my fish and point to say, "He caught it. I'm holding it."
Oh, is that the thing?
Right?
That's the thing.
That's the thing. Now we've
I
got
know
to
a
get that
little
right
pointer
angle.
in the shot.
Yeah, we've
There's
gotta
always
get
going to
in
be
this-
a hand pointer.
Like that.
And people will know that that's one I caught compared to one Dom
you
caught.
won't get that privilege, Matty. Maybe Jake.
I got live scope now, mate, so I'll be going out me.
Oh, he be running
Did you
his
spend
own.
some of that money you got hidden in the backyard?
Actually, when I walked
PVC
in,
pipe got open.
What?
do you know what?
After
mate? I
them
got all
three-
that money back now
after
because
them-
when I walked out the back to
after
go to
them
the
three
toilet
properties
before,
his mum and
I
dad
found one of
inherited
the,
him.
I found one of the chest freezers full of cash.
Fair
You should
dinkum.
see him out the back
Yeah,
here. Wild Local.
wogs do that.
They're counterfeit. I'm
That's
trying
all
to
right.
dry them.
You've just got
Have
to.
you put your fingerprints on them?
It's all right if they're counterfeit. You
going
just got to
home alone?
spend them
You're
slowly.
going home alone. You're going home alone, Adam.
It's a long way to walk.
It's a
long way to walk for the big fella.
alone, Adam. Hey?
Don't touch what you can't afford.
I love it.
Really
that was cool. Well, we probably got 14 hours. And
We have 3 hours and 32 minutes.
fuck, that's the longest one so far.
Are
Content
we
on
stopping?
content on
I've got another,
content.
I've got another 4
Close
hours,
enough
yeah?
to Logan's anyway.
I've got another 4 hours.
We had to shut him up halfway through, so
Hey?
yeah, he probably was a 6.5 hour job.
I think
but-
Logan only made like question 60, so we still got 39
Oh my
to
God.
go. Oh, Beck's backing up again.
Oh, fuck. She knows. She knows.
What are you spending
Oh my
that much
God.
money on these fellas? What are you doing?
Oh,
I've got to work another day for
That's
nothing.
why she's number one.
Can I take a photo of you? Up here, Maddie.
Oh,
does it reach? This was the
Yeah.
one thing,
Yeah.
the one reason
yeah.
I used to stop.
The Oceanic Mafia boys. What happens on the water stays on the water. The Oceanic Mafia boys. What happens on the water stays on the water.